welcome, welcome. We are 8 years in, 2,000 and something episodes, and that tune never gets old. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is Expresso. There we go.
Yes, we did. We started off the show with a twist.
For Throwback Thursday.
We did, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a good twist, but it was a twist indeed.
There's some movement.
But anyways, we always like the mornings with a bit of a twist. Thank you very much for tuning in. Zoe, good morning. You're looking beautiful this morning. Listen, we got a nice little breakfast basket heading your way this morning. In terms of music and South African music heavyweight, we absolutely love him. PH Fatback's in our studio. We're going to get to know him throughout the course of the morning, and you can expect some incredible performances. Stick around.
That's right. Looking forward to that. And you know what? You're speaking about twists. There's one show that always has all kinds of twists in it. I'm talking about Winner Home. The next episode's coming up tonight, and we have the Perma Peeps in studio. We're going to get to know that design duo a little bit better and find out how they are doing with all the challenges that's thrown at them.
What's the value of the house again, Zoe?
It's over 3 million rand.
I'm still trying to kind of wrap my head around that. A 3 million rand house is a price like that. You can win it. It's yours. You know, that's
but you have to enter. That's
you
the
have
secret.
to enter, though. Yeah. Exactly. We'll give you all the details, though. Listen, we're also talking movies with JP Sebastian. It's just around the corner. The weekend, of course, a whole host of new movies. But Halloween, if you're into your scary and your ghouls and things, I don't know. Halloween, that's up next. We're going to be chatting about that.
All the tricking and the treating. And speaking of tricks and treats, how about looking after your hair concerns? We're going to have a hair panel here, and it's all about meeting all of those hair care needs that you have. So ladies and gents, this is definitely for you.
Do you have any hair concerns?
Well, you know what? With the right products, miracles happen.
Look at that. Look at that. It's so bouncy.
Never play with
she
curls.
doesn't have hair. Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't touch. Love it. Listen, thank you very much for tuning in. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's your Thursday morning. We're going to go about it with a whole lot of smiles. Here's Leanne with your news headlines.
Thank you so much, team, and good morning to you at home. Here is what's happening in the news. President Cyril Ramaphosa has appointed a commission of inquiry into allegations of impropriety regarding the Public Investment Corporation known as PIC. Former President of the Supreme Court of Appeal, Justice Lex Mpati, will be the commissioner, assisted by former Reserve Bank Governor Jill Marcus and veteran asset manager Emmanuel Ladiga. The PIC is Africa's largest pension fund and the biggest investor in South Africa's economy, holding large volumes of bonds issued by government and state-owned firms. The Commission will investigate persistent and continued negative reports about alleged improprieties regarding investments by the PIC. The National Council Against Smoking says it wants tax on cigarettes increased by 70% to reduce tobacco consumption and increase tax revenue. The council says it will propose to Treasury to increase in the prices of cigarettes to between 5 rand and 7 rand a packet. The council says there are 44,000 South Africans that die as a result of tobacco-related diseases each year. This number has not fallen over the past 10 years. Now moving further abroad, Zimbabwe is reportedly now food secure and is not likely to import maize, as farmers have delivered over 1 million tons to the Grain Marketing Board after a successful command agriculture program. Now, the board's general manager, Rocky Matuna, says that they are even expecting more maize to be delivered. This came a few weeks after Vice President Constantino Chiwenga says that Zimbabwe had immense potential to become Africa's. He also challenged farmers to produce for export and contribute towards the 2030 vision for an upper middle class community. And then finally, the World Bank yesterday said that in its biannual report that the total count of people in poverty worldwide declined by more than 68 million between 2013 and 2015, but says the bank, despite progress in reducing extreme poverty, nearly half the world's population lives on less than 78 rand a day, with a rising share of the poor in wealthier communities. Now, poverty is becoming firmly entrenched in sub-Saharan Africa, where 84.5% of the population lives on less than 78 rand a day, the report said. Well, that was your 6 o'clock news update. Here's a look at what's happening in the world of sport. Ewan Strydom has the details.
Thank you so much, Leanne. It's nice and early on your Thursday morning. Let's run you through your sport news. Cricket up first. The Proteas coach Otis Gibson has named his squad for the upcoming T20 and ODI series against Australia. There are 3 new names in the lineup from the Proteas team that convincingly beat Zimbabwe this month, with Chris Morris, Farhan Barbiardin and Dwayne Pretorius back in the side. The Proteas tour of Australia being on the 4th of November, with the first ODI taking place in Perth. Staying with cricket, the lineups for the 6 teams in the Mzansi Super League were confirmed yesterday Sunday as the players' draft took place in Johannesburg. Andile Pelekwayo walked away with R1 million as he was the top pick for the Cape Town Blitz. Chris Morris will headline the Nelson Mandela Bay Giants. Tabriya Shamsi went to Paul Rocks, while the Josie Stars' big buy was Dane Villas. The Mzansi Super League will begin on the 16th of November. And Kaizer Chiefs' Lebogang Manyama looks likely to miss his side's Telkom knockout clash with Black Leopards this weekend after the midfielder was involved in a car accident on Tuesday afternoon. Chiefs stated that they will give the player a few more days to undergo further assessment and to fully recover before he returns to training. Chiefs tackle Leopards in the Telkom knockout on Sunday, while on Saturday Wits take on Free State Stars. Sundowns host Bloem Celtic, while Pirates face Chipper. That's where we leave your sport headlines for now. We'll bring you another update in half an hour's time.
Thank you, Ewan. Well, let's get your morning underway by taking a first look at your temperatures. Before we get into that, we just want to say a big thank you to all of the beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. Palesa, thank you for sending in this beautiful picture from Johannesburg. Palesa, you can expect pleasantly warm temperatures, partly cloudy, reaching a maximum of 26 degrees for today. But on that note, let's take a look at the rest of the temperatures across the country. Starting off in Polokwane, your minimum for today is 12, your maximum 23. Mbombela 13. 21, Pretoria 12 with a high of 28. Partly cloudy in Johannesburg, 11 with a high of 26. Mahikeng 14, reaching a high of 31. If you're in Klerksdorp, 11's your minimum, 29 your maximum. Kimberley 14 with a high of 29. If you're in Bloemfontein, 8, 26. Richards Bay 14 with a high of 21. Pietermaritzburg 9, reaching a high of 20. Partly cloudy conditions in Durban, a low of 16 with a high of 21. Mthatha 8, reaching a high of 22. East London 14 with a high of 21. Cradock 8, 29. Port Elizabeth 14 with a high of 21. If you're in George, 12's your minimum, 24 your maximum. Sutherland 7 with a high of 24. Cape Town 15, reaching a high of 22. Worcester 10, 28. Springbok 10 with a high of 30. And Uppington a low of 17 with a high of 33 degrees Celsius. That's where we leave your temperatures. We'll have another update for you in half an hour.
Oh, we live in a world that is constantly changing and life just seems to get so much faster by the day. I think there's like 76 days left until the end of the year.
Yeah, what's the date today again? No, I'm trying to think, what's the date? Where are we? It's a Thursday, this I know.
Currently at the 18th of October today, all day, Ewan. And we're going to take a look at what happened on this day in history.
So, on this day in 2001, the hit jukebox musical that defined a generation, Mamma Mia, opened on Broadway. Hey, Mamma Mia, hey, here we go
so
again.
Iconic, eh? They're still as popular today as they were back
ABBA
in
is just one of those timeless groups. Love it.
Exactly. A lot of artists today will not have as much success as they have.
No. What do you think about the movies, though?
I haven't watched the second one.
What do you think of Pierce Brosnan?
When Pierce Brosnan sang, I was done. Anyways, in 1951, on this day, the studio for electronic music was established at the West German Broadcasting Facility in Cologne, Germany, making it the first modern music studio.
Look at those old PCs back in the day.
Wow.
That was modern back in the day. It was.
A relic.
A relic, indeed. And lastly, in 2012, famous twins Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were honored as Innovators of the Year for their work with the fashion label The Row.
Okay.
Mary-Kate and Ashley. You don't see much of them, eh?
They're very quiet. They
Very,
keep a
very
low
quiet.
profile, hey?
It's okay.
There we
It's
go.
okay.
Successful people keep a low profile.
We like
That's what
that.
they say. Well, that's our bite-sized dose of what happened on this day in history. Keep a low profile, but at the same time, go and make it one for the books.
Well, listen, why don't you go and fill up your coffee cups? Princess, I might ask you to please make me a cup of coffee, and I'm going to try one of the poppy seed muffins for this morning. Now, listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, Rian Barnard, he's with us in studio, and with any good workout, a warm-up is essential. He's going to show us how to do the perfect full-body warm-up at home. And then, of course, we're also going to make some mojitos, and this is a fun one. It's going to be a frozen pineapple recipe. You do not want to miss out on that. We'll see you after the break. Thank you, Princess.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
This with you. This. There we go. This. This. There's another one. This. One. Hello, Greg. This. Okay, there we go. Cool.
Did you find your ears now? Oh, fuck. What did you buy?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Time for us to head to our first social media post of the morning. And we want to know from you this morning, have you tried to do something new this October? Have you tried something like October? Sober October, being sober for the whole month and not picking up one itziki, one kanartiki. Also, the vegan challenge for this month, you can share with us on hashtag Thursday Thoughts SABC3. Let's see. Zama says, morning fam, I would like to do a vegan challenge too. Okay, girl. Donovan says, good morning, Expresso team. No, not yet. I would like to do the vegan challenge. Ramakone says, morning family. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the recent challenges, but I challenged myself to start working out. Here. I'm available for that. Let's see. Leonie says, morning Expresso show. Beautiful sunrise this morning in Bay. Love that. And then Vincent says, I always challenge myself to look better than the past year. Sabelo says, I promise to try any new challenges. Very, very cool. Thank you so much. We want to know from you, what have you tried this year? October, the vegan challenge. Let us know on Facebook.
Now, to echo the words of Maya Angelou, when you know better, you do better. And with that spirit as her guide, entrepreneur and author Fatima Abdullah, she set it out to herself to create a character and a set of stories to inspire young African girls, to educate and give them a moral compass and a clear sense of identity in this world.
Like many South African mothers, Fatuma Abdullah struggled to find a doll that her daughter could properly relate to and that was representative of her ethnicity. Enter a Kiki dolls, the brainchild of Fatuma, in an attempt to level the playing field and create diversity in the toy industry with the aim of grooming young, proud African girls.
As the daughter of an entrepreneur, Fatuma knows the risk in new ventures, but once she committed to it full-time, the rewards soon followed.
Fatuma, who is a Kiki?
A Kiki is an African girl. She's traveling across Africa. She's about 5 years old. She's supposed to represent your typical African girl. And that's why I want her to entertain and to teach our kids, because I believe that is lacking in the market. We don't have a character who our kids can grow up with. And when I was thinking for my daughter, I was like, there's no character who you can grow up with, and also, most importantly, a character that looks like you.
And I hear that her name has a special meaning. Tell us more about it.
A Kiki is Swahili for ruby, the precious stone, and it's also associated with nobility, courage, and self-confidence. And I believe those are qualities we would like for our kids, for them to be courageous, to take upon any task, for them to be self-confident. They need that positive affirmation, which is what I want to do with a Kiki.
Aza, what do you love about the dolls and the books that your mom created?
I like about that she's brown like me. She's got poofy, kinky hair. I like her colorful dresses. I like about the books, it's interesting to read. It's about an African girl traveling around Africa. She's going to Kenya, Botswana, Drakensberg, all those places. That's what I like about a Kiki.
A Kiki's character also lives in a book series that you created. How did this come about?
So when we read to our kids, what type of books are we reading? And I thought, when do we celebrate our African children? Because we are reading about everybody else, so where are we? So for me, I decided, okay, a Kiki needs to be born. When you read books, you're taken to places, but at the same time, I think it's very important that you learn something. So in all my books, I try and put a moral to the story. And with my very first book, especially short stories, it was about When you find something that doesn't belong to you, what do? You need to return it back. So a Kiki finds a way of how they can find the owner of the watch. So that's basically the foundation of a Kiki.
For the local fashion industry, a Kiki is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to awaken young minds to the splendor of African design.
So Bridget, tell me, why did you decide to get involved with the Kiki dolls?
The owner of Kiki Dolls is a lady I met in a female entrepreneurship setting. While we were networking, that's how I discovered the doll that she's selling. And Kiki travels to the Drakensberg, to Kenya, to Joburg, everywhere. And we wanted to let that idea also filter through the clothes. So she said, yeah, let's do some items which will present Africa in a doll that, is new right now to the country.
You are responsible for her fashion choices, so tell me what goes into deciding what she wears.
The first one is the fact that my target customer is a little girl who is sitting at home wanting something very pretty, something very colorful, pink, yellow, blues, greens, and we are in Africa and those colors actually applies all our cultures. It's very important whatever we put it in is striking and attractive. Then we also have to remember keeping the fabrics very safe, so things that will not hurt the kids or dye anything within their clothing. And then also remember that we have to use fabrics that allow us to sell the dress at a cost not too far, from the door.
What has the response been like from both parents and kids?
I gave my daughter the doll and she went to class with it. And as soon as she went to class, all the kids just swarmed right. So they're like, oh, look at her hair, look at her. They look at the doll, she's brown, her hair is curly. And for the other kids as well, it's also like, oh yeah, this is different. And different in terms of nice, interesting. So I think in terms of exposing children's minds, especially at play, this is where to start. With the books, it's been good. Parents have enjoyed it because I think it's also different from your normal, regular books that you find in your retail shops. In terms of Africa, it's about time we started embracing our local authors.
How do parents and kids go about getting their Kiki dolls and books?
The books and the dolls are all online. They're on my website, www.akikidolls.com. And also Facebook and Instagram, which are my handles @akikidolls.
Fatuma's vision is for a Kiki to become a globally recognized source of African pride, values, and an inspiration to get the continent reading.
All right, back in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Thursday, which means we're doing some fitness, getting you going early on your Thursday morning. Rian Barnard with us. Meneer, how are you doing, sir?
I'm always great to see you.
Good, man. Listen, so the summer is here, and if you've been battling to get to the gym, maybe because of work, maybe because of time, it's just not working out, and you've had to turn to a home-based workout, then we've got something for you because we're going to put you through a routine this morning. But first up, we're going to focus on warm-ups because, in my opinion, warm-ups is one of the most important things, especially if you're getting on a little bit.
Absolutely.
You have to protect your ligaments, your muscles. You have to make sure that you are warm before you start doing those movements.
Absolutely, fully agree with you. It's also, the workout we're going to do is suitable for ladies and gents. Right. Also, I've got a birthday shout out to Michaela Barnard, my sister, and Seven Gazy. So,
yes.
Gents, ladies, get yourself ready. We're going to do some warm-ups.
Okay, cool. Let's warm it up, dude.
Slowly we're going to go down. We're going to touch the ground, and then we're going to walk out. When you feel your hamstrings,
that means ice cold, dude.
Yes, that means they are working. They're going to warm up. And then you take your one foot, you step in just behind your hand, and that hand you take up and you stretch them as far as possible. Feel it in the shoulder, feel it in the back, feel it in the glutes and the hammies and the quads, and then you slowly go down.
Feel it everywhere, man.
Boom. Okay, then you swap your leg. Yeah, different hand, go up as slow as possible. Flex, all of that muscles. Yeah, man, can you feel it?
Dude, stretching.
Oh, yes. Okay, now we're gonna go crawl back, slow as possible, remember. The warming up is the most crucial part. Now we're going to do the bear crawl burpee.
The bear crawl burpee.
So you go into the crawling position. Don't touch. You're going to look like a Spider-Man. Don't touch the ground with your knees. And then crawl to the left. Boom. And then crawl to the right. Crawl back. Do a burpee. Boom. There we go. That's one.
Very important to keep your core tight on this one as well.
Absolutely.
Make sure it doesn't drop.
And back as straight as possible.
And then back in.
Palms out. And then we go. This is number 3.
I mean, you can definitely start feeling this working. I mean, this is like a workout itself.
Oh,
just a warm-up.
Absolutely. Now we're going to focus on the quads, the hammies, and the glutes. So this is going to be just a basic walkout into a push-up position.
All right.
But then we're going to walk in. So you're going to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your hammies, yes, and walk as far as possible until you touch your toes.
You can feel that in the calves.
And now you can walk back. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
All right.
How do you feel there, you?
No, I can feel it. And once again, why I said it's so important for a warm-up, because you can feel the muscles are tight early in the morning.
Yeah.
You want to make sure they get some blood flowing through them.
And the great thing about these exercises, it's actually a warm-up, but you can actually do it as muscle-building workouts.
That's it, exactly.
So what we're going to do now is the bridge sit-up.
Okay, let's do that. We have time for one more. Quickly show us what it looks like.
Perfect. So we're going to bridge and do a sit-up. And bridge.
Squeeze in the glutes.
Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hammies, the quads.
There we go.
And
make it a nice and smooth movement.
Boom. Yes, there we go.
And there you have it.
Yes.
So that's a bit of a workout combined with your workout, your stretching and routine in the morning as well,
And
which is absolutely amazing. You're going to loosen up the lower back, you're going to loosen up the hammies, all of those normally tight muscles that give you that lower back niggles, you know?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Rian, you're going to be back a little bit later on for some more
yes.
fitness on your Vehicle Breakfast Show.
Boom.
There's nothing smoother than the fresh, cool taste of Clover Tropica. Made with love by Clover.
Well, we're going to have a little bit of fun now in the outdoor space as we make a smoothie. You and Straydom come in. You know what someone once said to me is go out and be a pineapple. Be a pineapple.
Be a pineapple?
Yes, stand tall, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside.
Well, now, you see, I like that.
Well, listen, I'm going to show you how to make a delicious, I mean, summer is around the corner.
Yes.
And I'm going to show you how to make a delicious pineapple mojito. We're making a bit of a mocktail. And the great thing is pineapple is one of those things that really adds a sweet and different twist to a mojito.
And there's nothing that says summer more than a pineapple.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
This will be pineapples.
So it's a very easy one. So that's why I'm going to do the recipe for you this morning. Now, as you can see, our pineapples have deteriorated quite a bit. I was nibbling while you were doing your fitness.
The bowl was full.
The bowl was full. So we've got frozen
Nice one,
pineapple pieces here. It's very simple. We're going to add it to our
that's a lot of pineapple.
That's a lot of pineapple. So I thought it was okay to nibble. But obviously, there's a maximum line where we can add it.
Okay. No, I
There
like
we
it.
go.
That's cool.
So it's important to make sure your pineapple pieces are frozen. It might actually look like we have just enough.
It looks like we have just enough. You ate just the right amount.
There we
Which
go.
is amazing. The
There
keyword
we
is
go.
Clover. SMS that to 33728 if you want to get your hands on this refreshing tropical drink.
Right, and of course our magic and hero ingredient is the Clover Tropica pineapple flavor. We're going to add it up
as well.
There we go.
Oh, this is going to be pineapple-y.
I know, so I'm adding the liquids to it, and of course we do want that, you know, that texture that really comes along with the smoothie. So in our glasses at the moment, before I blast up our pineapple, there's a little bit of lime and some mint. I need you to squish some of that mint and crush it in there for us.
All right, got that.
I'm going to blast this up. There we go.
There we go. We have one of these fancy stick things.
There we go. And that will really get the flavor to come out.
Got it.
And now we have our tropical goodness.
And we can smell, oh, it's minty, it's limey, and now it's going to be pineapple-y and it's all going to be combined. We like it.
There we go.
Think about, like, pineapple, it always comes this creamy smoothie. I love that.
Okay, I misjudged the quantities, but this one's yours.
Wow. Oh, you're so kind. Don't worry.
And then, of course, you can just finish it up. Hold on. You can decorate it with a little bit of lime.
Of course you can.
There we go.
Got our
and
bamboo
add
straws.
Some mint, of course. In case you missed any of these steps, we do have a recap for you.
Pineapple adds sweetness and a tropical twist to this classic mojito. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so why not celebrate with this refreshing tropical frozen pineapple mojito? For this recipe, you'll need 1 cup of Tropica pineapple, 5 cups of frozen pineapples, half a cup of fresh lime juice, a 1/3 cup fresh mint leaves. Divide the lime juice and mint evenly between a few glasses. Then use the back of a wooden spoon to muddle the mint with the lime juice. Into a blender, combine frozen pineapple and Tropica pineapple. Blend until smooth. Pour into glasses and garnish with a lime round for serving. It's a great way to cool off on a hot day and a delicious way to kick back and relax.
Made with love by Clover.
And there you have it. The keyword is Clover. SMS that to 33728. I don't know how you did it, Zoe, but now the glass is miraculously full.
Well, listen, there was some pineapple left over, so I just blended it up, add more Clover Tropica pineapple flavor to it, and boom, we have our perfect pineapple mojito. Perfect for...
Ooh, It's got a zinginess.
in the morning.
It's got a zinginess. I like
Yes,
zinginess.
there we go. Cheers.
This is lovely. Now, listen, are you the smoothest fan of some of the biggest stars in Mzansi? That is the big question and the very important question that we're asking you this morning. Now, Tropica is looking for the smoothest fans to some of South Africa's biggest celebrities who will put their celeb skills and knowledge to the test. So all you have to do is buy Tropica, follow the entry details on the bottle, select your favorite celeb who you think you know best, and you can stand a chance to win thousands of instant daily prizes and your share of 1 million rand as well. So what you need to do, buy Tropica, then and enter. You could be winning your share of incredibly smooth prizes. We're talking airtime, we're talking cash. And remember, those T's and C's do apply. You can find them on tropica.co.za. And for this recipe, it is clover. SMS that to 33728.
This is good.
This is so good, hey?
There we go.
It's refreshing after that workout.
There's nothing smoother than the fresh, cool taste of Clover Tropica. Made with love by Clover.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we all know that the Friday dance on Expresso has basically become an institution loved by everyone in the country, and we're going to be looking back at some of the most memorable ones that we have. And then you know what time it is. It's time for us to spin that Expresso morning show loot.co.za wheel. Have you registered? Have you downloaded the app? Have you sent us a screen grab? Because we could very well be calling you. All that and more happening after the break.
Join the party on Top Billing this Saturday evening with the stars of the comedy movie Baby Mamas, Salamina Mosese, Kay Smith and Jonathan Boynton Lee. Londi London becomes a hit recording artist, fashion entrepreneur and social influencer sooner than she expected. And designer Dion Daniels opens a jaw-dropping new bridal studio. That's Top Billing this Saturday at 6. Repeat midday Sunday on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show. Well, welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. And you know what? It is Thursday, but here at Expresso, it's not just any ordinary Thursday. It is Throwback Thursday, or Leanne like to call it Friday Eve.
Oh, Friday Eve. And because it's Thursday or Friday Eve, like we like to say, we've got to take a look back at one of our most memorable Friday dances, because let's be honest, it's a thing. Now, this is a throwback of note.
Asambe siyempini siyolala upanta munamdani Nginganibata yashayeli upanta munamdani Nginganibata yashayeli upanta munamdani Asambe siyolala upanta munamdani Siyolala siyolala upanta munamdani Asambe siyolala siyolala upanta munamdani Oba namhlangela mangapha 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 upanta munamdani Asambe siyolala upanta munamdani
Now that is a throwback of note. What's nice is I think this is what they're going to look like in about 40 years from now. Kat's going to be that grandpa that we all just want to sit and listen to all of his stories.
And like every family needs that grandpa that just gets the party started.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, very well. Well, have you always wanted to be a part of the Friday dance? Well, we're giving you the opportunity because you can join us in the fun of welcoming in the weekend and head to the Jungle Gym in the middle of the Sea Point Promenade from 6 a.m. tomorrow. We will be learning the choreography so we can perform the dance live before the end of tomorrow's show. It's going to be absolutely amazing and exciting. So if you want to be a part of it and you're in Cape Town, make sure that you head to the Sea Point Promenade, the Jungle Gym, and yeah, we'll be learning some choreo. It's going to be insane.
It's going to be
We've never
cool.
done anything like this before.
It's going to be our first. So if you're in the area, do come down. I think it's going to be very excited.
Yeah.
I'm just happy. Yeah. Guys, my dancing skills are not on point, so I'll need all the backup that's possible.
Love it.
It's going to be history in the making. Make sure you are there. Right now, time to quickly run you through those news headlines once again, making national news this morning. President Cyril Ramaphosa has appointed a commission of inquiry into allegations of impropriety regarding the Public Investment Corporation known as PRC, which is Africa's largest pension fund. And the National Council Against Smoking says it wants tax on cigarettes increased by 70% to reduce tobacco consumption and increase tax revenue. Making international news headlines this morning, Zimbabwe is reportedly now food secure and is likely not going to import maize as farmers have delivered over 1 million tons to the Grain Marketing Board. And the World Bank says the total count of people in poverty worldwide declined by more than 68 million between 2013 and 2015, but nearly half the world's population still lives on less than 78 rand a day. That's your news headlines. We'll expand on those stories at the top of the hour. Taking a quick look at your sporting headlines this morning. It's your Thursday, starting off with cricket. Proteas coach Otis Gibson has named his squad for their upcoming T20 and ODI series against Australia, which sees Chris Morris, Farhan Behardin and Dwayne Pretorius back on the side. And the lineups for the 6 teams in the Mzansi Super League were confirmed yesterday, which saw Andile Pelekwayo signed to the Cape Town Blitz. Sabriya Shamsi went to Paul Rocks, while the Josie Stars' big buy was Dane Villas. And soccer news, Kaizer Chiefs Lebogang Manyama looks likely to miss his side's Telkom knockout clash with Black Leopards this weekend after the midfielder was involved in a car accident on Tuesday afternoon. Once again, we'll also expand on those stories at the top of the hour.
Well, let's take a first look at what to expect on the roads. We start off in the Western Cape, in Cape Town, where there's a My City bus strike happening on the My City bus routes. Heavy delays can be expected all around Cape Town. Please allow for some extra travel time and allow for alternative modes of transport this morning. Also taking a look at traffic in Gauteng and Bayers Park, there's a stationary vehicle on the N12 eastbound. It's after Atlas Road. That left lane's been obstructed, so approach with caution. That's where we leave the traffic for now, but let's take a look at what to expect in your temperatures today. We say thank you to the beautiful photos coming through about the sunrises. Ntokozo Theo Makatini sent us this beautiful orange skyline from Johannesburg, where you can expect pleasantly warm conditions with partly cloudy conditions, reaching a high of 26. On that note, let's take a full look at your temperatures for today. Polokwane, a low of 12 can be expected with a high of 23. Mbombela 13, 21. Pretoria 12 with a high of 28. If you're in Johannesburg, 11 is your minimum, 26 your maximum. Mahikeng 14, 31. Klerksdorp 11 with a high of 29. Kimberley 14, 29. Bloemfontein 8 with a high of 26. Some rain can be expected in Richards Bay, a low of 14 with a high of 21. Pietermaritzburg 9 reaching a high of 20. Durban 16, 21. Mthatha 8 with a high of 22. If you're in East London, 14 with a high of 21 can be expected. Also partly cloudy conditions in Cradock, a low of 8 with a high of 29. Port Elizabeth 14, 21, George 12 with a high of 24, Sutherland 7, 24, Cape Town 15 reaching a high of 22. It's partly cloudy in Worcester, a low of 10 with a high of 28, Springbok 10 reaching a high of 30, Uppington 17 with a high of 33 degrees Celsius. That's where we leave your weather. We'll have another update for you at 7 o'clock.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Well, it's time for my favorite part of the morning where we get to give away amazing prizes because shopping has never been better than on the new loot.co.za app, and winning has never been easier than with Expresso Morning Show. And if you don't believe me, ask the people who have already won. It's been incredible. Now, every morning we're going to be giving 3 lucky viewers the opportunity to, by virtue of simply downloading the new loot.co.za app, sending us a screen grab and sending it to 071 640 6551, making sure they register to the app. We give them an opportunity to let us spin on your behalf, and you could win some of these amazing prizes. Are you ready for it? We've got Sennheiser headphones, DeLonghi toasters, smart wide-angle dash camera valued at 1,199 Rand, a Nescafe Dolce Gusto coffee machine valued at 1,999, a Philips advanced air fryer valued at 3,299 Rand, Levels, a Romos jump starter, DeLonghi kettle, and Energizer power banks. Those are insane prizes. And apparently our very first viewer is on the line, Gugu from Johannesburg. Good morning, Gugu.
Good morning, Bien.
How are you? I am so good. How are you is the question.
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, Gugu, I'm so excited, probably because I get to spin for you, but I want to know, did you recognize any prizes in that loot that you would like to win this morning?
I did. It's the headphones.
Oh, the Sennheiser headphones.
Yes.
Those are amazing. I do radio. I use those. They're incredible. Okay, also valued at 2,705 Rand. So it's there. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of love. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's spin this wheel. Oh, Google holding thumbs for you, my love. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oh, I've lost the power. I have lost the power, but it's landing on number 4. Google, are you ready? Oh, my word. Are you ready to hear what you've won?
Yes, I am.
You've won a Nescafe Dolce Gusto coffee machine valued at 1,999 Rand. Congratulations!
Thank you so much.
Google, do you know yesterday everybody wanted to win that coffee machine?
Wow, I'm so lucky, man. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations. That is amazing. So proud of you. Enjoy your prize courtesy of loot.co.za. And it's as easy as that. All you have to do is make sure that you download the loot.co.za app. Send us a screen grab to 061 640 6551. Make sure you register, and who knows, we could be calling you and you could have this wheel spin just for you.
Oh, listen, that is the popular demand for the prize. How awesome.
That is a cool prize.
Congratulations.
That is a cool prize. We love coffee.
Yes,
we do.
And of course, our pineapple mojitos, mocktails.
Summer is here. Listen, we're going to be taking a very quick break. Don't go anywhere. Of course, it's your Thursday. It's a Friday Eve, whatever you want it to be. But there's movies coming this weekend, and we have JP Sebastian running us through what you can expect.
Oh, awesomeness. And then we also have South African rapper and vocalist PH Fat with us in studio. We're going to sit down and get to know the man a little bit better. That's coming up after the break.
Yes.
Check. I don't know which mic is mine now. Yo. There we go. Gotcha. Cool. If we're not performing, can we use this? Can we keep the spare one unplugged? Okay. Just so that it's not causing any troubles. Okay, so you were the first one. With me for the first track. Yeah. Can we just run through it again? Yeah. Let's drop that first track, there, Luke. This one. Are we doing a whole song? I'll shut up whenever you want me to. Yo, I've been struggling with a couple of things lately, like what the hell does it mean? The silly stuff we've been seeing, like everything that we've been living up till now was a dream. Like every time we pulled the picture back together, it's stripped clean. Kinda got me feeling just a little
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on SABC3. A very exciting morning. I mean, we have the spinner wheel with loot.co.za. Leanne, you are joining us. How exciting that the coffee machine got won.
Listen, that loot.co.za wheel gives me so much life. And yesterday, everybody wanted to win it.
Yes.
And today, Gugu walked away with it. So it's really, really awesome. But it's time for us to get into your local entertainment news. And of course, overcome with devastation and sadness, it took Ntandi hitmaker Musa Sekwena several months before he felt brave enough to return to stage after the death of his mentor, Robbie Malinga. Now, the veteran musician died in December, just months after releasing music with Musa, and the Idol's essay winner said that he was left shattered. He also ended up speaking to Jeannie D on Afternoon Express, as you will remember this week. Musa said that he spent most of his first show after Robbie's death anticipating that the star would somehow join him on stage. He says, my first gig outside his presence was the day after his death, and it was probably the most difficult show I've ever done in my life. He said, I'm standing there on stage and my mind is replaying the idea of me saying that I am going to call him up on stage because it's such a natural thing for him to do. And of course, he says at some point he's going to walk in, tap me on the shoulder, and of course we're working. But Musa says that after the experience, he spent 4 or 5 months in a dark place, not wanting to perform. Musa did admit that he also is affected by the ability to work on new music. He says, it took a while. He says, I think I spent over a month in studio not doing anything. I was used to the idea that you wake up in the morning and go to the studio and told to go write a verse and come back. Now I'm at a position where there is nothing. There is no material. You literally have to dig deep. He says that Robbie also used to do everything for him in terms of writing and producing, but now I have to do everything myself. I miss him a lot.
Aww.
So a lot of adjusting.
A lot of adjustment, a lot of, you know, and I think we also now realize the big role Robbie played in his life.
Exactly.
And, you know, grieving hits everyone differently. So if you need more time to heal, then time is what you need to allow yourself.
Exactly. So, yeah, our thoughts and our prayers, of course, still go on to Musa through this journey. But you're going to be okay. If there's one thing that's for sure, you're going to be
That's right. And there is nothing smoother than when you stand a chance of, when you buy, in fact, a Tropica and stand a chance of winning incredible instant prizes and the grand prize of, listen to this, a 250,000 Rand cash and a Honda Amaze Comfort CVT when you buy Tropica. Now, this week with Tropica Smooth Fan, fans stand a chance of winning incredible prizes also from Lewis, with Lewis having up to 36 months to pay, same-day deliveries, and an optional extended 2-year guarantee. Lewis will really welcome our smooth fans home. So take a look at this on how to enter.
Are you the smoothest fan to the biggest stars in Mzansi? Tropica is looking for the smoothest fans of South Africa's biggest celebrities who will put their skills and celeb knowledge to the test. All you have to do is buy Tropica and follow the entry details on the bottle. Select your favorite celeb who you think you know best, and you could stand a chance to win thousands of instant daily prizes and a share of 1 million Rand. Buy a Tropica and enter. You could be winning your share of incredible smooth prizes, airtime and cash. T's and C's on tropica.co.za.
Right, well, as promised, it's a Thursday. Let's talk some movies with JP Sebastian. Before we get there, let's quickly take a look at that box office top 5 roundup.
Last week, SA moviegoers defied the reviews to size up Venom for themselves. Here's this week's top 5 films. After a month, Johnny English Strikes Again drops to number 5. Now's the time to protect our ice caps, if at least it means we get a sequel to Smallfoot, down to number 4. At the shorter end of the Yeti spectrum, it's Kevin Hart facing down teacher Tiffany Haddish in Night School, dropping to 3. Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga have Oscar gold written all over their performances in A Star is Born. It opens at number 2. And South Africans must know something that the critics don't, as Venom contentiously clings to first place for the second week.
Venom takes the number 1 spot. JP, despite critics saying like, you know, I would have liked to see Star Born at the top already.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's, yeah, no.
But there's something about superhero movies, man. People go watch it.
Yeah, and maybe everyone, like, they can't trust their friends when they just say, no, I promise you,
Don't go watch it.
bad.
No, I'm going to go watch it.
Because all our camera people just behind us that were watching that, they were just making hissy noises. Very
like Venom would do, yeah. Listen, let's get into some whole host of new movies. Local one, Kanari.
Kanari. Thank you for saying it for me, because I wasn't sure I was going to get the pronunciation right, but I was saying it correctly.
Kanari, yes.
Kanari. Longer E sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's call it the Kanari, because it's about a young man's life. So very short story, a coming of age of, it's got Scalper Zadenot.
Yes, man.
We know as our stand-up guy, comedian usually, stand-up comedian.
Yes, yeah.
And seems to do a really good job in a movie that is by a director who is really good as well. I really wish to see it. Christian Olvachen directed this guy, did Johnny Is Niet Dood Nie Before, which is another movie I want to see, because you can see in every frame you're looking at here, there's artistic consideration, whether it's the color design, whether it's the camera work, you know, they put in the work. But the story is, Johan Niemand is this fresh recruit into the South African Army in 1986. He has the misfortune of going through that machine which wants to flatten and totally uniform and you know, I don't know, you get the idea, make one kind of person come out the other end, and all he wants to be is himself, which is a guy in the closet. So he joins the choir, at least, where he gets to express his voice and his ability to sing. They're called the Canaries. I think it was probably Canaries, also back in the day. They probably called that. And there, he gets some sort of room to express himself, but he's still being told what to sing. So he's not really coming around to coming out. But I'm sure it's got a bit of comical parts too, but also just a dramatic comedy story.
Look, I'm a big fan of Scott Poseidon, and I think he really did that role justice, man. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. Then, The Hate You Give Me.
If you want to add a me there, maybe that's for the sequel. But The Hate You Give, full stop.
I'm talking about, you know, us here with all the movies and the popcorns. But anyways.
It's only love, you don't know I'm winking with the one eye. You can't see that on the other side of the camera.
Right, so Hate You Give, yeah.
Speaking of repression and oppression, on the other side of things, this is set in the United States and based on way too many true stories, you could say, in a way. Amandla I gave it too much in her name there because she's American. Amandla Stenberg plays a young lady who is friends with a guy who, during a police stop, gets shot for being an innocent black man by a police officer, as we've seen way too often in the United States, and she has to deal with the life that she thought she had at this private school where her parents were trying to guard her and protect her, and there she puts on one face that is amenable to that kind of community, which is to say privileged white kids by and large, and then on the other side her home neighborhood, which is quite violent, and now she's dealing with this breaking point of does she take this path of political awakening and support her friend and other people who are suffering these injustices. I cried explosively at one scene because I've seen way too many of these videos, you know, where people record it on their cell phones and it's replicated way too well.
Once again, a hard hitter, man. And then, of course, Papillon. We spoke about that extensively over the course of the week. Well, just a very quick roundup.
And yes, very quick roundup of this. This is a remake of a 1973 movie. Originally, it was Dustin Hoffman as Rami Malek's character, and it was Steve McQueen as Charlie Hunnam's character. And Charlie Hunnam? Yeah, I think that's it. I've got it. The true story of the penal colonies during the French colonial era, where what you do is you do a crime and you get shipped off to, it was called Devil's Island in French Guinea in South America, and it was hell for these guys to go through. So it's his escape attempt with this one guy who's a nebbish. He's a bit of a, won't survive in prison because of his frail form and his wits and all that kind of stuff. Charlie Hunnam offers to protect him so long as he offers him cash. Wow. And they form this bond, which is actually quite sweet, quite
looks like a cool movie, man.
Chemistry. So like just a large, adventurous escape movie. If you're
we love that. Thank you very much, JP, for a quick roundup. Of course, we are going to be back with JP a little bit later on talking about Halloween. Yes, look at that smile on JP's face. We'll find out how many popcorns are behind that title.
Skeleton is showing.
Oh, well, listen, always exciting to know how many popcorns JP Sebastian is dishing out. Well, today in our fast-paced society, you don't always have much time to make a first impression, which is why we've come up with the perfect way to really get to know our performer, PH Fat, this morning. It's called a game of rapid-fire questions. But first off, good morning to you. Have you had your cup of coffee?
I have. I had a very strong cup of coffee. Yes.
The reason I'm asking you that is because we're only putting 30 seconds on the clock, and I'm trying to get as much information from you in those 30 seconds. So are you ready?
I'm not sure if you're ready, but
Okay,
yeah, let's go.
okay, cool. Well, let's get the time on the clock. Let's go, and the clock is in. So your favorite international musician?
I have no idea. This is a terrible question.
Okay.
Next question.
Next question. Favorite hobby?
Favorite hobby? Running in the mountains and running near the ocean.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Bread, pasta, or potatoes?
Bread, pasta, or potatoes? None of them. Fish.
None of them. Okay. Dream collaboration?
Luke Vermeer, he's the guy that I work with, and Omri Dahan, he's the other guy that I work with.
Fantastic.
Stand for your homies.
Oh, amazing. Now, if you could perform anywhere in the world, where would that be?
Cape Town, South Africa. No,
Woo,
I'm kidding.
that's happening today.
I have no idea. The biggest place in the world where there's billions of people.
Okay.
Woodstock 69.
Okay. Do you prefer SMS or calls?
Calls every time.
Favorite pizza topping?
Pizza's junk food.
You don't eat that. Okay. Summer or winter?
Actually, summer or winter? Winter.
Okay. Your favorite veggie?
Favorite vegetable? Definitely spinach.
Spinach, the most important object
I
that
eat
you
a
own.
lot of spinach.
Really?
Yes. I eat an impressive amount of spinach.
You're like Popeye.
You'll be shocked at how much spinach one person can eat.
Well, listen, your
big
mama
bag.
taught you well. Can we go back to the spinach?
That's how you stop yourself from getting scurvy as a single, not a single man. I actually have a girlfriend. That's how you stop yourself from getting scurvy as a young bachelor. Is you eat
a lot of spinach. A lot of spinach.
Yes. Okay. What are we on to? What was the next question? Sorry, I forgot.
It's okay. The time did run out, but I think my question to you was your, in fact, the most important object that you own.
That I own. Probably old vintage synthesizers that are used to make music that you can't find anywhere. But that's a very boring morning topic.
No, but that's quite interesting. Do you still
My
incorporate that into your
synthesizer is
sound?
older than my favorite synthesizer is older than me.
How old is it?
It's born in 1978.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Who did you get it from?
I found it in. It's actually a sad story, but it was walking into a second-hand store. A guy walked it into the second-hand store and I bought it, but it turns out it was from a guy who passed away studio. So.
Okay. But you know,
I'm keeping it alive.
Store, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Listen, PH Fat, it's been a while since you've been on our show. We were recollecting now. It was 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
You were here as part of a duo, but today you're here as, by yourself.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're not a single man, but you've got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
How's it been, the journey for you, going on your own?
It was amazing. Well, I mean, it was, we had like sort of an amicable split. We kind of had to go separate ways because of different life paths. And then I took a little while to kind of wander off into... Do you know what it was like? It was like in Star Wars when Luke Skywalker goes to that planet and he meets Yoda.
Okay.
And then when he comes back, he could lift up space machines with his brain.
Okay.
Because he was off like training. Or when Gandalf the Grey became Gandalf the White.
Okay, we
Like
need to
that, when he was by
incorporate you
himself.
into our movie segment with JP Sebastian. He will absolutely love that. But you've had an exciting journey, going
and I've got a whole bunch of new music coming. Stay on the internet. Keep your eyes
stay
open.
tuned,
Sorry.
stay tuned. But you also had a really awesome European tour where you had seven date European concerts in Germany, Holland, Switzerland, and England.
Yes.
What was your most cherished highlight from that experience?
Well, my favorite, we sold out a space in London, which was incredible. It was really, really cool. Lots of South Africans there. But my favorite thing was really just checking out new cities, playing new venues. And then also the coolest thing is like the potential of the place. It's like wide open. It feels like it's like there's just crazy potential, and I'm super hyped to go back.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it feels like this is the world, and then you go over there and you're like, wow, the world is actually so big.
And that's the beauty of traveling, I suppose. Now, what can we expect from you today?
Today, we can expect. What's a good way to put this? You can expect the entire spectrum of my personality.
Okay.
Something evil, something friendly, something lovely. It's all there. You can catch it. It's all of my dark and light thoughts.
Okay.
Sorry, I keep looking at the camera. Is that bad to break the third window?
You are exactly talking to our viewers at home, so thank you so much for joining. And PH Fat, he's with us this morning. He's going to perform, and we are literally going to get a little bit of everything from him when he performs.
Yes.
Well, so to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Winner Home, of course, is hitting our screens tonight. We love it. It's absolutely amazing. We are going to be meeting the Winner Home duo, Perma Peeps, and, of course, learn more about their journey and experiences so far.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been an incredible journey for them as well thus far. And then, of course, we just got to know the man himself, PH Fat's in studio. Stick around for the performance after the break.
Obesity, the #1 health risk pets face. More than 50% of pets are overweight or obese. Just one slice of toast to a dog equals one whole burger to a human. Take your pet for a free check today. Hills Pet Nutrition, transforming lives.
Can we get a teeny beeny little bit less beat, just like a little bit? Check, check. Are we live already? No, we're definitely sound check. Chief is stressing me out. There's people running across. Yo, I've been struggling with a couple of things lately. Like, what the hell does it mean? The silly stuff we've been seeing. Like, everything that we've been living up till now was a dream. Like, every time we pull the picture back together, it's stripped clean. Kinda got me feeling just a little confused. It's like the way the world is burning also got me amused. Everything would be just fine if y'all could chill for a sec. The real problem's actually just inside of your head. Head. Or maybe you're just evil a bit, and I'm as evil as you. We're like the bad guys in the movie, man, we scared of the truth. We all got devils on our shoulders trying to whisper some things, but life is easy if we push it on some other instead. It's kinda stuffed up though, cause we don't know how to process all the stuff the world will try and fling in our path, man. Trying to find the love, but we keep finding the dark, man. Trying to be the best, but we can't stuff with our past, man. Trying to trick the devil, but we tricking ourselves. He's been hiding in the mirror like a personal hell, and everything would be just fine if y'all could chill for a sec. The actual problem's actually just inside of your head. Trying to trick the devil, but we tricking ourselves. Running in my mind all the time, running in my
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. We got to know PH Fat a little bit better earlier on the couch. Now he is here to perform for us. Here's his track, Running in My Mind.
Yo, I've been struggling with a couple of things lately. Like, what the hell does it mean? The silly stuff we've been seeing. Like, everything that we've been living up till now was a dream. Like, every time we pull the picture back together, it's stripped clean. Kinda got me feeling just a little confused. It's like the way the world is burning also got me amused. Everything will be just fine if y'all could chill for a sec. The real problem's actually just inside of your head. Head. Or maybe you're just evil a bit, and I'm as evil as you. We're like the bad guys in the movie, man, we scared of the truth. We all got devils on our shoulders trying to whisper some things, but life is easy if we push it on some other instead. It's kinda stuffed up though, cause we don't know how to process all the stuff the world will try and fling in our path, man. Trying to find the love, but we keep finding the dark, man. Trying to be the best, but we can't stuff with our past, man. Trying to trick the devil, but we tricking ourselves. He's been hiding in the mirror like a personal hell. And we're just scared because we're evil and we hate to admit it, but something creepy keeps on sneaking up inside of our mission. Trying to trick the devil, but we tricking ourselves. Running in my mind all the time, running in my mind, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind, running in my mind all the time. Rolling down the streets with my skateboard gang, we making friends all week cause we that fun you can stuff with. Name up on the wall with my spray paint can, stuff with the place you hang and then we duck quick. Plus we push demons, suckers get whipped up and feasted. Started with the end cause we complete things. Running in my mind, thinking by time we can beat them. Stuffing with the best to get your feet lit, sucker. Booming down the streets in my 3-door cab. We making peeps so mad cause we done free mongoons. Try to make peace, make a friendship gang. Stuff with the place you hang, we on some dumbness. Plus we push toughness, suckers waste time then we crush them. Stuffing with the fun you get combusted. Running in my mind, tried to breathe deep then you miss this. Freak not a creep, there's a difference. running in my mind, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind all the time, running in my mind, running in my mind all the time.
We also play children's parties and bar mitzvahs. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, what an awesome performance. PH Fat on your Feel Good Breakfast show. I think a few people looked at their TV screen like, is something wrong? Like, do we need to tap it? That was amazing.
Thank you very much.
May I ask you now, what's running through your mind right now?
I wish I could breathe a bit more because I just had a rap song.
Okay. You can breathe.
No, not in a bad way. It always happens after you perform.
No,
There's like this moment when you're on stage, every single time, where you play like a big song and the crowd's looking at you like, and they want all the energy. And you and you're like, wait, I just need to breathe. That's how I feel right now. But it's a beautiful morning.
Thank you. Well, how about you breathe, catch your breath. We're going to have another 2 performances coming from PH Fat. Head on over to our social medias. Let us know what you thought of that awesome performance.
In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa has appointed a commission of inquiry into allegations of impropriety regarding the Public Investment Corporation known as PIC. Former President of the Supreme Court of Appeal, Justice Lex Mpati, will be the commissioner, assisted by former Reserve Bank Governor Jill Marcus and veteran asset manager Emmanuel Ladiga. The PIC is Africa's largest pension fund and the biggest investor in South Africa's economy, holding large volumes of bonds issued by government and state-owned firms. The Commission will investigate persistent and continued negative reports about alleged improprieties regarding investments by the PIC. The National Council Against Smoking says it wants tax on cigarettes increased by 70% to reduce tobacco consumption and increase tax revenue. The council says it will propose to Treasury an increase in the prices of cigarettes to between R5 and R7 a packet. The council says there are 44,000 South Africans that die as a result of tobacco-related diseases each year. This number has not fallen over the past 10 years. Now moving further abroad, Zimbabwe is reportedly now food secure and is not likely to import maize as farmers have delivered over 1 million tons to the Grain Marketing Board after a successful command agriculture program. The board's general manager, Rocky Matsuna, says that they are even expecting more maize to be delivered. This came a few weeks after Vice President Constantino Chiwenga said that Zimbabwe had immense potential to become Africa's largest producer of maize. He also challenged farmers to produce for export and contribute towards the 2030 vision for an upper middle class economy. And then finally, the World Bank yesterday says that its biannual report that the total count of people in poverty worldwide declined by more than 68 million between 2013 and 2015, but says the bank, despite progress in reducing extreme poverty, nearly half the world's population lives on less than 78 rand a day, with a rising share of the poor in wealthier communities or economies. And poverty is becoming firmly entrenched in sub-Saharan Africa, where 84.5% of the population lives on less than 78 rand a day. This is according to the report. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get another look at what's happening in the world of sport with Ewan.
Thank you so much, Leanne. Let's run you through your sport news this morning. Starting off with cricket, Proteas coach Otis Gibson has named his squad for the upcoming T20 and ODI series against Australia. There are 3 new names in the lineup from the Proteas team that convincingly beat Zimbabwe this month, with Chris Morris, Farhan Barbiardin and Dwayne Pretorius back in the side. The Proteas tour of Australia will be on the 4th of November, with the first ODI taking place in Perth. And the lineups for the 6 teams in the Mzansi Super League were confirmed yesterday as the players' draft took place in Johannesburg. Andile Pelukwayo walked away with 1 million rand as he was the top pick for the Cape Town Blitz. Chris Morris will headline the Nelson Mandela Bay Giants. Tabriz Shamsi went to Paarl Rocks, while the Josie Stars' big buy was Dane Villas. The Mzansi Super League will begin on the 16th of November. And soccer news, Kaizer Chiefs Lebrang Manyama looks likely to miss his side's Telkom knockout clash with the Black Leopards this weekend after the midfielder was involved in a car accident on Tuesday afternoon. Chiefs stated that they will give the player a few more days to undergo further assessment and to fully recover before he returns to training. Chiefs tackle Leopards in the Telkom knockout on Sunday, whilst on Saturday, Wits take on Free State Stars, Sundowns host Bloem Celtic, while Pirates face Chipper. That's where we leave your sport headlines for now. We'll get an update of your traffic and weather next.
Well, let's take another look at the roads in Gauteng in Germiston. Now, there's been a multi-vehicle accident. It's on the N3 southbound before London Road. 2 lanes have been blocked and heavy delays can be expected. Please approach with caution. Then moving to KZN in Durban, there's been an accident. It's on the M4 northbound. It's between Rick Turner Road and Eel Road. Traffic's backed up on the southbound side as well, so please keep a lookout for that. Allow for some extra travel time. That's where we leave your traffic. We'll have another one for you in half an hour, but let's take another look at the weather. And we just want to say a big thank you to all of the beautiful pictures coming through with regards to your sunrises. This one's from Nuran Koopman, who sent us this bold golden sunrise picture from Kimberley. Now, Nuran, you can expect cloudy conditions with a light breeze reaching a maximum of 29 degrees. On that note, let's take a full look at the rest of the temperatures across the country. Polokwane, your minimum for today is 12, your maximum 23. Mpumbela 13.21, Pretoria 12.28, Johannesburg 11.26. If you're in Mahikeng today, 14 with a high of 31 can be expected. Kimberley 11 reaching a high of 29. Klerksdorp 11 with a high of 29. Bloemfontein 8 with a high of 26. If you're in Richards Bay, 14 with a high of 21. Pietermaritzburg 9 reaching a high of 20. Partly cloudy in Durban, 16.21. Mthatha 8 with a high of 22. East London, 14.21. Cradock 8 with a high of 29. Partly cloudy conditions in Port Elizabeth, 14 with a high of 21. George 12, reaching a high of 24. Sutherland 7.24, Cape Town 15 reaching a high of 22, Worcester 10.28, Springbok 10 with a high of 30, and Uppington a low of 17 reaching a high of 33 degrees Celsius. That's where we leave your weather. Another update will be coming your way in half an hour.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Time for us to head to social media, and we're talking about one of the most iconic things that's taken the country by storm, Expresso Morning Show's Friday Dance. It is a thing loved by so many, and we want to give you the opportunity to join us. So this morning on social media, we're asking, do you want to join us at the Jungle Gym in the middle of the Sea Point Promenade from 6 a.m. this Friday? We will teach you the Friday dance, and then you'll get to perform it live with us on Expresso. I mean, guys, make some noise. That's amazing. Some people are sleeping up in here. Okay, Shia says, good morning, Expresso. Love how you do the morning dance. Can't wait to see the show tomorrow. Michaela says, I would love to join you, but I don't know where that is. Michaela, if you're in Cape Town, Sea Point is in Cape Town. William Williams says, OMG, guys, I wish I was there, but so early. Yes, it is early, but we got this. Nao says, morning, fam. I can't wait to see the dance. Hashtag Friday dance. So a lot of people saying, I can't wait to see the dance. Walter from Atlanta sending us a beautiful sunrise photo, and then Janine says, like it, keep it up. So it's going to be quite amazing. It's the first time that anything like this has been done by a morning show, but that's what we do. We love doing unique things and of course bringing you the best in Friday dance. So if you can be there 6 a.m. at the Jungle Gym, the Sea Point Promenade in Cape Town, we'll teach you the choreography and you get to be a part of hashtag Friday dance.
Well, we are taking the quickest of breaks. When we get back, it's time for the final frontier. Dr. Imogen joins us as we get the latest updates from space.
And there's so much to explore. Well, that's no secret, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we also bring you another workout with Rian Barnard this morning. It's all about those home workouts. It's all about stretching and warming up and having a lekker workout, full body at the same time. Stick around for that and more after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso. It's time for the final frontier, and we're asking you the question, have you ever heard of fast radio bursts? Well, not many people have, including myself, but what we do know is that a huge haul of these may help astronomers finally start to fully understand mysterious and powerful blasts from deep space. A recent study reports that the detection of 19 previously undiscovered fast radio bursts, including the closest one to Earth and the brightest one ever, was seen. And if you're wondering how these fast radio bursts are generated, well, that's why we are joined by physics and astronomy expert, Dr. Imogen Witham. Good morning.
Morning.
How exciting is this for you guys? You know, when it comes to fast radio bursts, I think, first of all, we need to unpack exactly what is that.
Yeah, so there are these really, really short, really intense pulses of radio emission. So they last for less than a millisecond, and in that time, they emit more energy than our sun emits in 80 years.
That is unbelievable. So how did you guys come about it? Like, where was this discovered? Like, where's the source? I think that's the question.
Yeah, so that's a really good question, and the answer is we don't know.
Okay.
And that's what makes them so exciting.
Yes.
What we do know is that they're coming from a distant galaxies outside our own galaxy. And until these recent 20 new ones, there were more theories about what could be causing these fast radio bursts than there actually had been fast radio bursts detected.
Okay.
So,
are they becoming more frequent? Because you say there's been about, what, 19, 20 of them? Are we seeing more of them more and more as time is progressing, or is it over a long period of time that we've only spotted the 20?
Yeah, so the first one was detected about 10 years ago. And we'd seen 34 in the 10 years up until now. And then very recently, we've seen these 20 new ones. But the reason that we've seen more recently is because there's been a survey with a new telescope called ASCAP.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily mean they're occurring more frequently. It just means we've got a new telescope that's really good at spotting them.
Okay, because I was about to ask you, what do you need in order to see this, these fast radio bursts?
Yeah, so they're bursts of radio emission, so you need a radio telescope. And because we don't know where they're going to occur or when, ideally, you need a telescope that can see a really large area of the sky at once.
Okay.
And this ASCAP telescope consists of several different dishes, and they can actually operate it in what they call a fly's eye mode, where they point each of these dishes at a different patch of the sky.
Okay.
So by looking at a large area of the sky at once, they have a higher chance of seeing one, basically.
Okay. I don't even know if this question is possible, but by seeing these, you know, these fast radio bursts, can that have any impact on Earth and, you know, where we are at the moment?
So they're not actually going to affect our day-to-day life on Earth or anything, but they are really exciting for astronomers because we don't know what's causing them.
Yeah.
But we do know that they're traveling through thousands and thousands or millions of kilometers to reach us. So they can tell us, provide us information about the universe, about the space that they're traveling through.
How big the galaxy, well, our current... So the chances are our galaxy could be sending some of these as well.
Yeah, it's possible that our galaxy could definitely produce one. As I say, we don't know what's causing them. Which is why they're exciting, but we do know that the ones we're detecting aren't from our galaxy, they're from distant galaxies.
Okay, and is it possible to detect them from which galaxy they're from?
Yeah, so that's a really good question, because if we can do that, that can help us find out what might be causing them. And the answer is, we've detected about 50 in total, and 2 of them, we know which galaxy they came from, but the rest of them, we really don't know.
Okay, that's very interesting. And Dr. Imogen, amongst the astronomers, what are the type of questions you guys are asking us? Because I'm asking the basic questions, like what is it, where is it from, where is it going, what's the purpose of, you know, understanding it? What are the type of questions you guys are after?
So we have basically very similar questions. Okay. We want to understand what these things are, what's causing them, and once we've done that, then we can use that to find out more about our universe, about the laws of physics. And because whenever we discover something new, that provides us with new information and gives us new questions.
Oh, well, that's absolutely incredible. Well, Dr. Imogen, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, I hope you will be back next week with the final frontier, and it's always exciting to know what is happening in and around Earth.
Here we go with some lack of fitness on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's all about those home workouts. It's about warming up properly, but at the same time getting a nice full body workout. Rian Barnard back with us, my friend. Good to have you. So we had a bit of a stretch session earlier on this morning, which is great. I mean, it did get the heart rate up and everything, and we focused on the important muscles, the glutes, the hammies, the legs. What's next?
Next, we're going to do a QL stretch. It's also for the glutes. And
okay, so for the people at home, what's a QL?
A QL is your bums and legs. So squats, legs, and hamstrings. And then you just stretch it out as far as possible.
So
can you feel that?
The lower back into
yes.
the glutes.
Okay, now we can swap them. You can feel it there in the glutes. Yo. I mean, that bear crawls we did earlier this morning.
Come on.
Very good for them.
That's it.
Okay, now we're gonna go over to the Cossack jump squat. That is where the QL stretch work
The
and warm you
Cossack
up.
jump squat.
Cossack jump squat.
My goodness.
Okay, so you go to your right and you go into a dip. You're gonna bring your foot back, go into a squat and jump. Boom. To the other side, foot back, squat, jump. Yes. And then you go as slow as possible, flex that, in, squat, jump. You feel that, Ewan?
Definitely feeling on the inside of the leg, stretching it out nicely.
The
And then,
groins.
of course, with the addition of the jump,
yes,
pumping the heart rate there a little bit as well.
Also good for the groins. And then we're gonna do the crank up, V up. This is for the abs. So you can do it as slow as possible. Flex those abs, crank up, V up, yes. Crank up, V up, yes. There we go. Summer is around the corner. Summer is here. There we go. Oh, yes. Crank up, V up. Very good for the V line. Very good for your obliques. Oh. And now we're gonna do the incline push-up. Very easy one. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna go down, you're gonna walk out, and then into the push-up position, we're gonna do a slow go down with your glutes in the air, touch a shoulder, and then you go down again.
There we go. Once again, also keeping the stretch going in the legs.
Yes, yes.
Focusing a little bit on the
all about the
on
stretch,
shoulders.
the functional exercises we're gonna do for the home workout.
Nice one, dude.
Boom.
Thank you very much.
Lekker, this is easy.
One in there.
And everyone can do it at home.
Brilliant workout. I see so much you get so creative with things at home, using your own body as a tool.
Absolutely.
And weights.
Yeah.
Lekker.
No excuse. Lekker.
Rian Barnett, there we have it, sorting you out. Tackle those home workouts and get fit for summer.
Boom.
Well, it's time for us to head to our next Expresso morning show, loot.co.za wheel. And it's time for us to give another viewer the opportunity to win amazing prizes. Now, before this, we gave away that beautiful, beautiful coffee machine. So that's out of the pool. I'll tell you what's been added in its place. But in order to play, all you have to do is download the new loot.co.za app. Then take a screen grab of the app and make sure you send that to 071-640-6551. Also register to the app and you could be having me spin the wheel on your behalf. Some of the prizes you could win: Sennheiser headphones, DeLonghi toasters, smart wide-angle dash camera. New to the pool is a Huawei P-Lite smartphone, or rather P20 Lite smartphone, valued at 5,999 Rand. Philips Advanced Air Fryer, Ramos Jump Starter, DeLonghi kettles, and Energizer power banks. On the line, all the way from Johannesburg, we have Mandla. Good morning, Mandla.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you guys for calling.
Thank you for entering. Thank you for downloading the app. I mean, how easy was it? And now here you stand at the edge of winning an amazing prize. Mandla, is there anything specific that you hope to win this morning?
It has to be the camera.
Ooh, the camera. That would be that smart wide-angle dash camera valued at 1,198 Rand?
Yes, the one.
Okie dokie. All right, Mandla, are you ready? I'm about to spin this wheel. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Where will it land? That is the question. Oh, we're counting down and counting down again. It looks like it might be a number 7. Mandla, your prize this morning is a DeLonghi kettle valued at 1,404 Rand. Congratulations! Listen, if you're not going to use it, I'm sure the wife is going to love it, because DeLonghi is the business. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you guys.
Oh, I love it. What a way to start the day. You know, you woke up without a prize, you go to work, and you've got a prize in the pocket. Mandla, have an amazing day, my darling.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. That's how easy it is to win. Make sure you download the loot.co.za app, screen grab a picture, send it to us at 071-640-6551. Register to the app, and who knows, there's one more viewer that we're going to be calling this morning. It could very well be you.
Oh, well, listen, we are taking the quickest of breaks on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We have special guests. It's the Winner Home duo, Perma. It's our Perma team. Yes, you guys are here. And of course, they brought Gus and Mullins along. So happy to have them here. We're going to sit down and connect with the Perma peeps a little bit later. And also, when we get back, JP Sebastian, he joins us in studio as we talk about the movie Halloween. That's coming up after the break.
Moving out? Need more room? Scaling down? Private property is a great place to start your search. With thousands of new properties from South Africa's top real estate agents, banks, developers, and homeowners. It's the easiest way to find your next home. Search for a home on any device, anytime, anywhere. Search privateproperty.co.za.
Enter the Winner Home competition on privateproperty.co.za and stand a chance to win a brand new, fully decorated apartment at Paraflay Lifestyle Estate, developed by Baldwin Properties, worth over 3 million rand.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And as the pressure builds towards tonight's episode of Winner Home, we are joined by one of the design duos to get the inside scoop on how the competition is going so far and, of course, what we can expect tonight. So please welcome Melissa Oosthuizen and Sneek Turner from Team Perma Peeps. We also have sweet little Gus and the lassie lookalike Mullins joining us this morning. How adorable. Welcome,
guys.
ladies.
Thank you so much for joining. We've made friends already. Like, they're the most awesome two pups. But listen, thank you very much for joining us. What a journey it's been so far. But I need to kick off at the beginning of the competition. You guys really had a strong focus on incorporating your permaculture principles and creating the sustainable environments. And we know Winner Home, going through the process, is very much last minute. There's high pressure. Have you been managing to stick to that principles?
Oh, yes, we think we have done so far so good. You know, it's been, those tight deadlines really are quite something. So you have to rethink about how you're going to go about it. But we've brought plants in a way so far that's good for your sort of psychological well-being and therapeutic in terms of engaging with the plants, and just brings about a calming energy to the space. And we've got a good few permaculture ideas we hopefully will be able to pull off. But those deadlines for getting things done is quite something.
I can see there's lots going on there.
Yeah.
There's lots going on there.
Well, apart from the the tight deadlines that you guys have, what are some of the other challenges you've been facing?
I think one of our biggest challenges is actually reining in our ideas. It's literally you get an idea and it's go and grow, and it just, you don't know where to stop, and then you actually have to stop and rein it in at time. You're like, time, okay.
It must be difficult if you go through a process like this and you put something, you got this idea, but where's that kind of shut-off period, because do you ever feel that, okay, now it's good? Now it's good, it's all, I can't do a single thing anymore. Do you ever get to a point like that?
No, you can always evolve and add on and develop an idea further. So yeah, you have to find that point where you're like, okay, at this point, it's like we can present now, but you can always develop and make things better.
Do you ever guys look back and you're like, oh, I should have?
Always. Hindsight is an exact science, I swear.
Look, you guys have seen some of the other teams also in terms of their completed rooms and so far. Which team would you say at this stage poses the biggest challenge?
Both?
Both.
Really?
Both. Yeah, no, we've been lucky enough to see the other teams work, and both teams have got a very unique style, very different, and yeah, right now I think it's anyone's game, really.
Do you think they say it about you guys?
Hope so. We hope so.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. Now, have you ladies had to, you know, change your strategy? Because I think everyone has a strategy going forward, but like you say, time is of the essence. Things don't always work out. Is your core strategy still there?
For the most part, we've stuck and we're staying very true to ourselves in our design principles. We're planning on bringing in a bit more closed storage here and there for we're doing our best.
Yeah, today's folks aren't quite ready for our level of minimalism.
Okay. And in terms of working together as a team with all the pressures added, how's the relationship between the two of you going forward? How are you guys managing that?
We're so chill.
Yeah.
Like we work together a lot in college, lots of all-nighters and hectic deadlines. So our whole relationship, we've always just been good at working together and being on the same wavelength and supporting each other in times of a little bit of intensity.
Upheaval and I mean, we've grown quite well together.
Yeah.
I think that's a great combination.
That's a mutual understanding, and I'm sure Gus and Mullins, so they're there with you guys every step of the way as well.
And all of our evening promenade walks together is good decompression time for all of us. Like we love our ocean views in the evening.
Oh, amazing. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. All the best of luck with the remainder of the challenges that lie ahead. And remember, you can also stand a chance of winning awesome weekly prizes and, of course, that grand prize of a fully decorated luxury apartment in the beautiful part of lifestyle estate in Somerset West to the value of over 3 million rand. Now, to enter, visit privateproperty.co.za/win-a-home and vote for your favorite design duo.
Exactly. So make sure you tune in. I need to ask you this one thing quickly. You know, focusing on Gus and Mullins, do they form part of your designing journey? Do you incorporate them in the spaces maybe that you guys are doing or making or creating or conjuring up? I mean, are they ever present?
We definitely do design with sort of animals and nature and things like that within our designs. I think it was, for this specific project, I think it's only the ground floor levels, if I'm not mistaken, that are pet friendly to the extent of dogs because they've got lovely garden spaces. But yeah, they're always in our minds and hearts, and whenever we can get them to come with us to site, they're always there.
Oh, that is amazing, man. Love it, eh? Man's best friend.
Always, yeah.
Listen, Perma Peeps, thank you very much. We're wishing you all of the best. Make sure you tune in to Win-a-Home. That's season 5 tonight at 7:30 on SABC3.
Thursday on Win-a-Home. It's a last-minute scramble as the design duos work towards completing their second challenge.
This looks like chaos.
I'm just hoping it comes together.
With 2 bathrooms to design and decorate in only 2 weeks, will they finish on time? And will the judges be blown away by their unique spaces?
Wow.
Watch all the design drama unfold with Win-a-Home. Thursday evening at 7:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours. Win-a-Home, proudly brought to you by Capitec and Private Property, with Samsung products designed for your connected lifestyle. Grand prize luxury penthouse apartment by Baldwin Properties.
Oh, well, it was great having the Perma Peeps in studio, wishing them all the best of tonight. But of course, you can catch all of the action on Win-a-Home at 7:30 on SABC3. But it's now that time of the morning for us to catch up with your morning headlines.
Thank you so much, Zoe. In the national news this morning, President Cyril Ramaphosa has appointed a commission of inquiry into the allegations of impropriety regarding the Public Investment Corporation known as PIC, which is Africa's largest pension fund. The National Council Against Smoking says it wants tax on cigarettes increased by 70% to reduce tobacco consumption and increase tax revenue. On the international front, Zimbabwe is reportedly now food secure and is likely not going to import maize, as farmers have delivered over 1 million tons to the Grain Marketing Board. And then finally, the World Bank says the total count of people in poverty worldwide declined by more than 68 million between 2013 and 2015, but nearly half the world's population still lives on less than 78 Rand a day. Well, those were your 7:30 headlines. I'll have another full bulletin for you at the top of the hour.
Thank you, Leanne. Quickly taking a look at those sport headlines. Starting off with cricket, Proteas coach Otis Gibson has named his squad for the upcoming T20 and ODI series against Australia, which sees Chris Morris, Farhan Behardin and Dwayne Pretorius back in the side. And staying with cricket, the lineups for the 6 teams in the Mzansi Super League were confirmed yesterday, which saw Andile Pelekwayo signed to Cape Town Blitz. Tabriya Shamsi went to Paarl Rocks, while the Josie Stars' big buy was Dane Villas. And soccer news, Kaizer Chiefs' Lebogang Manyama looks likely to miss his side's Telkom knockout clash with Black Leopards this weekend after the midfielder was involved in a car accident on Tuesday afternoon. And as we leave your sport headlines for now, we'll expand on those stories one last time at the top of the hour.
Well, let's take a look at the roads in the Western Cape in Observatory. There's been an accident. It's on the N2 inbound. That right lane is currently obstructed, causing delays. Please approach with caution. And then we move to Gauteng and Bedford View. There is congestion on the R24 eastbound. It's between Victoria Street and General Pienaar Avenue. The average traveling time is only 10 kilometers an hour, causing delays of up to 20 minutes. Allow for some extra travel time and we'll bring you a final traffic update in half an hour. But first, we want to say thank you to the beautiful sunrise photos coming through. You can continue to do so by sending them to our Expresso Facebook page. This morning's one is from Alan, who sent us this beautiful seasonal spring sunrise from Sunset Beach in Cape Town. If you're there today, partly cloudy conditions are expected with a maximum of 22 degrees. On that note, let's take another look at the full temperatures across the country. In Polokwane, a low of 12 with a high of 23 can be expected. Mbombela 13, 21. Pretoria 12 with a high of 28, Johannesburg 11, 26. It's partly cloudy in Mahikeng, 14 with a high of 31, Klerksdorp 11 reaching a high of 29, Kimberley 14, 29, Bloemfontein 8 with a high of 26. Some scattered showers expected for Richards Bay, 14 with a high of 21, Pietermaritzburg 9 with a high of 20, Durban 16, 21, Mthatha 8 with a high of 22. If you're in East London today, 14 is your minimum, 21 your maximum, Craddock 8 reaching a high of 29. Port Elizabeth 14, 21, George 12 with a high of 24. Partly cloudy conditions in Sutherland, 7 with a high of 24. Cape Town 15 with a high of 22. Worcester 10, 28. Springbok 10 with a high of 30. And Uppington a low of 17 with a high of 33 degrees Celsius. That's where we leave your traffic and your weather. I hope you have a fantastic Thursday.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Well, it's a beautiful day down in the mother city. It's a beautiful day all across South Africa,
We're so
man.
blessed.
Hey,
We really
summer.
are.
She's here. She's here. Listen, the weekend's almost here. Small Friday. It's Vrydag Eve. What?
Friday Eve. Vrydag Eve.
Vrydag Eve. Listen, we're talking
Vitale.
movies with JP Sebastian after the break. Of course, the weekend is here. A whole host of new movies coming up. And Halloween is on the cards. I can't wait to see the popcorns from JP.
Exactly. And then we need to talk about taking care of your hair needs. We'll bring you all of the details so that as summertime approaches, you are looking so good and just living your best hair life.
Voted best courier in South Africa for over 10 years, at Globeflight, our approach is to simply keep our word. When the quality of our courier service was certified ISO 9001 compliant, it only confirmed what Globeflight customers already know, that from domestic same day to international air freight, Globeflight delivers smiles 24/7, 365.
Check. 1, 1, 2. Where's that mic? Where's that
Whoa.
speaker feeding back from?
Yeah, something's feeding.
Are we good? Yo.
Yo.
Where's my?
Check.
Hello, slow down time, kid. Hop into the whip, keep driving. Off into the nights I'm riding. Bet you with the keys when the sun starts rising. Follow, slow down time, kid. Hop into the whip, keep driving. Off into the nighttime riding. Touch it with the keys when the sun starts rising.
You have a great week.
Past the cameras, trying to find an angle we could.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back. It's your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. Earlier, we had our local entertainment news. Leanne, what's happening in our international entertainment news? I know there's been a lot of birthdays.
A lot of birthdays, but everybody's talking about how lavishly Cardi B and her husband Offset like to splurge on each other when it comes to gift giving. Now, barely 2 weeks after Offset bought Cardi a Lamborghini SUV truck, he's also gifted her with jewelry worth $1 million. Now, if you want to know how much $1 million is in rands, listen carefully. It's 14,269,726 rand and 35 cents. That's a lot of money.
Around the neck.
Oh
and
my
fingers.
goodness, looking absolutely amazing. Of course, celebrating her 26th birthday on the 11th of October, and she took to Instagram just flaunting it away, the 3-piece diamond encrusted jewelry set, which includes a charm bracelet, earrings and a necklace, and of course all have 3-month-old daughter Culture name engraved in them. So she also said, thanks hubby at Offset for my necklace and bracelet. I love it. Oh, Culture, thank you. And of course just living her best life.
Oh, you're hilarious. Listen. That is really, really over the top.
Yeah, no, it really is. But she's living her best life. She really, really is.
It's scary to think some people live like that.
Yeah, it is. Talking about how scary times are. Imagine getting engaged like 2 seconds ago, and then 2 seconds later the engagement is off. Ariana Grande has finally spoken out about her split from Pete Davidson for the first time on Instagram. On a story, she announced that she's going on social media a hiatus, and she addressed the breakup. She says, time to say bye-bye to the internet for just a little bit. It's hard not to bump news and stuff, and I'm not trying to see it. She says, it's very sad, and we're all trying very hard to keep going. Love you and thank you for being here always. And according to Ariana quickly deleted the post and has made no further comment about it. So her and Pete Davidson, we still don't know what happened, but yeah, maybe.
It was a whirlwind romance. I mean, both of them came out of long-term relationships in the beginning of May. By the end of May, they were Instagram official. June, they were engaged. Like, they were technically each other's rebound.
Girl, you know, that could be it. Or she might have just said, Pete, take a shower. And he was like, no, I will not. And then broke up with her.
Well, that was our international entertainment news this morning.
Some juicy entertainment news at that as well. Thank you very much, ladies. Right now, we're talking movies once again with JP Sebastian. Of course, the weekend is here. Halloween, that's what we're discussing. Take a quick look.
I'm going to pick that one over on the front street. Yeah.
Oh, what the? Hey, sorry, but sir.
I was like, where's this gonna go? Where's this gonna go?
JP's leg is shaking, which means
I don't know, dude.
I was wildly nervous. I sent instructions to our editor to cut that scene before he gets to the juicy bits.
Thank you, JP, for sparing us all.
And luckily, thank you, Tony Moyes, wherever you are.
Listen, okay, cool. So the latest Halloween coming out.
Yes.
Okay.
Michael Myers, he's a classic. If I got this correct, I think the original was 1978. Anyway, it's in the 70s somewhere.
Yeah.
That John Carpenter brought this style of horror to movie screens for the first time. The slasher. He's the godfather of it, the director of the movie. This time around, he's not involved in the directing, but he did give this his stamp of approval. It's directed by David Gordon Green, who I love dearly. The guy made Pineapple Express, which is one of my favorites for being stupid stoner comedy. But also, he's just an artistic director. You'll see that there's competency in some of these shots. Anyway, it will speak for itself when you see it on the big screen. And also, the score is gorgeous. I hope that you were paying attention to it.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
That is the classic sound. And Jamie Lee Curtis returns, obviously. So we're not just looking at a remake here or a spin-off. This is the resolution to their conflict that they had so long ago.
Yeah.
So a sequel to the original movie. She is treated in a way by... She's now got a daughter and she's got a granddaughter. And she's treated by them and
Okay, not for sensitive viewers, please.
Well, I mean, could have been doing plastic surgery or something. But anyway, she's treated a bit like Chicken Little. Sky's falling. She's saying the guy's coming back. It's Halloween. This is his night. It's been 40 years. This is the thing he does.
Yeah.
Even though he's in prison where everyone's like, no, it's fine. He's safe there. Some psychologist of some sort is probably rehabilitating him. Nah, nonsense. Jamie Lee Curtis is right. You should have listened to her because the town goes on lockdown and everyone has to fear for their lives because the guy just goes around collecting weapons like it's a video game. Like, this hammer. Oh, this knife is nicer. Let's upgrade. Ooh, this gun. No, obviously he doesn't tend to guns, but so while it does not have any sort of like richer addition to the story, it is fine just for its staying true to it as a slasher horror.
It's Halloween.
Yes, it's like you're watching. Sound totally macabre, like Murder for Sport. It's like any of the murders that you see in this. It's almost like saying. We were the originals of all these classic tropes you get of people being split, divide and conquer, one goes off with this torch or something like that, blah, blah, blah. All those tropes, this movie is, in a way, a bit of an exhibition, a museum to horror and what John Carpenter did.
Okay, dude. Well, it seems at this stage it has your stamp of approval. Popcorns.
It's tense as all heck, and I did have a nightmare afterwards that the girl from The Ring was chasing me, but that's another story. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 for Halloween. There we go. Bam, there it is.
Solid sport horror. It is the,
okay.
Hits the spot.
Okay, well.
Stabs and hammers the spot.
All of those.
Boots,
it gets
punches,
into those spots, man. Halloween opens at your cinemas. Tomorrow, stop it.
Teeth, like Salt Bay.
Great to hear from JP Sebastian. Now, when you know better, you do better, and that's words from Maya Angelou. Now, with that spirit in her guide, entrepreneur and author Fatuma Abdullah set out to create a character and set of stories to inspire young African girls. This is to educate and give them a moral compass and to clear a clear sense of identity in this world.
Like many South African mothers, Fatuma Abdullah struggled to find a doll that her daughter could properly relate to and that was representative of her ethnicity. Enter a Kiki dolls, the brainchild of Fatuma, in an attempt to level the playing field and create diversity in the toy industry with the aim of grooming young, proud African girls.
As the daughter of an entrepreneur, Fatuma knows the risk in new ventures, but once she committed to it full-time, the rewards soon followed.
Fatuma, who is a Kiki?
A Kiki is an African girl. She's traveling across Africa. She's about 5 years old. She's supposed to represent your typical African girl. And that's why I want her to entertain and to teach our kids, because I believe that is lacking in the market. We don't have a character who our kids can grow up with. And when I was thinking for my daughter, I was like, there's no character who you can grow up with, and also, most importantly, a character that looks like you.
And I hear that her name has a special meaning. Tell us more about it.
A Kiki is Swahili for ruby, the precious stone, and it's also associated with nobility, courage, and self-confidence. And I believe those are qualities we would like for our kids, for them to be courageous to take upon any task, for them to be self-confident. They need that positive affirmation, which is what I want to do with a Kiki.
Aza, what do you love about the dolls and the books that your mom created?
I like about that she's brown like me. She's got poofy kinky hair. I like her colorful dresses. I like about the books, it's interesting to read. It's about an African girl traveling around Africa. She's going to Kenya, Botswana, Drakensberg, all those places. That's what I like about a Kiki.
Kiki's character also lives in a book series that you created. How did this come about?
So when we read to our kids, what type of books are we reading? And I thought, when do we celebrate our African children? Because we are reading about everybody else, so where are we? So for me, I decided, okay, a Kiki needs to be born. When you read books, you're taken to places, but at the same time, I think it's very important that you learn something. So in all my books, I try and put a moral to the story. And with my very first book, especially short stories, it was about when you find something that doesn't belong to you, what do? You need to return it back. So a Kiki finds a way of how they can find the owner of the watch. So that's basically the foundation of a Kiki.
For the local fashion industry, a Kiki is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to awaken young minds to the splendor of African design.
So Bridget, tell me, why did you decide to get involved with the Kiki dolls?
The owner of Kiki Dolls is a lady I met in a female entrepreneurship setting. While we were networking, that's how I discovered the doll that she's selling. And Kiki travels to the Drakensberg, to Kenya, to Joburg, everywhere. And we wanted to let that idea also filter through the clothes. So she said, yeah, let's do some items which will present Africa in the doll that, is new right now to the country.
You are responsible for her fashion choices, so tell me what goes into deciding what she wears.
The first one is the fact that my target customer is a little girl who is sitting at home wanting something very pretty, something very colorful, pink, yellow, blues, greens. And we are in Africa, and those colors actually apply to all our cultures. It's very important whatever we put it in is striking and attractive. Then we also have to remember keeping the fabrics very safe, so things that will not hurt the kids or dye anything within their clothing. And then also remember that we have to use fabrics that allow us to sell the dress at a cost not too far, from the doll.
What has the response been like from both parents and kids?
I gave my daughter the doll, and she went to class with it. And as soon as she went to class, all the kids just swarmed right. So they're like, oh, look at her hair, look at her. They look at the doll, she's brown, her hair is curly. And for the other kids as well, it's also like, oh yeah, this is different. And different in terms of nice, interesting. So I think in terms of exposing children's minds, especially at play, this is where to start. With the books, it's been good. Parents have enjoyed it because I think it's also different from your normal, regular books that you find in your retail shops. In terms of Africa, it's about time we started embracing our local authors.
How do parents and kids go about getting their Kiki dolls and books?
The books and the dolls are all online. They're on my website, www.akikidolls.com. And also Facebook and Instagram, which are my handles @akikidolls.
Fatuma's vision is for a Kiki to become a globally recognized source of African pride, values, and an inspiration to get the continent reading.
And what an inspiration they are. So over the past couple of weeks, we have had the pleasure of chatting with Tresemme representatives and influencers who have given us all the professional tips and tricks in order to get salon quality hair. So today we're joined by fashion, beauty and lifestyle blogger Melody Mulale, as well as somatologist, makeup artist, lifestyle blogger and all things hair influencer Saneshni Naidu, who are here to discuss our hair concerns and needs. And of course, we want to give them a very big Expresso welcome. You guys are basically, I don't know, I was wondering why all the guys are like on their best behavior.
And there's
now
so
we
many
know why.
here today.
Now we know why. Melody,
Well, listen,
Saneshni.
we also have Bobby that came to say hello. But ladies, welcome. You know what, when it comes to hair, it's one of those interesting things. We have a bad hair day, and I feel like when we all have a bad hair day, the whole day just seems to go wrong. But naturally, we all have our own hair care needs and concerns that need to be addressed, especially with the different hair types that we all have. So I need to ask you, what are some of your hair care concerns and needs that you have?
Okay, so for myself, as someone that predominantly wears like wigs, we all know that wigs are not like rooted to our scalps, so they get robbed from the natural moisture that would come from your scalp. So what tends to happen is they're very prone to like breakage, to like tangling, and a lot of frizz, and basically just like without any shine or silky smoothness. So that is like my biggest hair concerns at the moment, yeah.
Yeah. And for you, Saneshni?
Because I have color-treated hair, my hair tends to be very dry, very brittle. It's very prone to damaging and thinning as well. So.
Okay, so talking about those needs that you now addressed, what from a product point of view would you gravitate to address those needs and hair concerns?
Okay, so the Tresemme Keratin Smooth range is formulated to basically fight off frizz, to detangle all those knots, to make sure that, you know, it adds like that silky shine, and also to, you know, fight all those pesky flyaways that will sometimes ruin your day.
The flyaways.
We suffer from them a lot.
Those.
Yeah, I think that's actually very true. I love that. You, Sineshni?
So because I also heat style my hair a lot, it tends to be a lot more dry and a lot more brittle. So I prefer the Tresemme Platinum Strength range.
Okay.
And that just has moisturizing properties, which just like moisturize each strand and helps protect it against further damage. And it just leaves your hair feeling so smooth.
Oh, I love that.
I love that. I love that there's something for each hair type, each hair concern, each hair need. Now, Shaneshni, looking at the trends that came from New York Fashion Week, it seems like bigger is better, volume is coming back. What product would you recommend for ladies that don't necessarily have that natural volume? They've got thin hair or their hair tends to fall flat. What would you recommend they can do to also, you know, play on that trend?
So I would recommend the Tresemme Beauty Full Volume range. And this just helps you build body in your hair and create volume as well. And it works on a reverse wash system. So you actually start off with a pre-wash conditioner and then you go in with the shampoo. And this just helps create like a weightless sort of look, giving you more volume. So I would definitely recommend that.
That's quite interesting. So you call that a reverse wash. You start off with the conditioning, then end off with the shampoo.
Yes.
Love, love, love. And then, of course, Melody, you rock the wigs. You look absolutely amazing. But a lot of women, I think, don't know how to necessarily take care of their hair underneath. What would your advice be for women with more textured hair, afros, curly hair, whether they choose to wear a wig or not?
So like myself, my afro is very tight, like very coil. So afros with like tight coils, it's very difficult for like moisture to move from the roots all the way to the tip, and that makes them prone to damage and breakage. But the Tresemme Botanique Nourish and Replenish range is very good at like treating your hair and also allowing moisture to reach your afro and just making sure it looks beautiful and replenished.
Wow, basically something for everybody. I'm happy. You guys are basically, you've sorted out everyone. Like, you're sorted, you're good to go. Now go live your best hair life.
Well, now we're not allowed to complain about bad hair days anymore. And to ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And of course, to show how the Tresemme ranges have various benefits, addressing different hair types and their needs, whether your hair is, you know, straight, wavy, curly rather, afro, or even if you wear weaves and wigs, the ranges have something tailored and beneficial for you. Now, to prove this, Tresemme is giving consumers the opportunity to win an exclusive experience on Expresso, where you can get a range tailored to your hair needs care, your hair care needs, and to stand a chance of walking away with your very own Tresemme hamper. All you need to do is share your hair care needs on Facebook and tag Expresso and Tresemme. Winners will be announced on Tresemme and Expresso's social media on the 23rd of October. Those T's and C's do apply, but ladies and gents, hurry up and enter.
Right, well, now that you have your flyaways under control, it's time to take a very quick break. We have another crazy performance by PH Fat. He's still with us. He's going to bring you your epic performance after the break. And it's also Baby Talk on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We reserve that on your Thursday mornings. The importance of play in your child's development. We'll tackle that with Meg Foray just after these.
All Expresso presenters and guests fly domestically with Mango. Enjoy outstanding service, online check-in and seat selection. With the widest booking and payment options, Mango is the only airline globally to accept store charge cards as a means of payment. Fly in comfort with ergonomically efficient seats for more legroom aboard a fleet of new generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Join the presenters of Expresso and fly Mango.
Yo.
Am I supposed to say that everything's okay when you've been acting so damn low? I just can't see no way for us to stay the same. You never complete me, so stop the games we play. Homeboy, I ain't your sweetest game. No possibility that we can make it through. You made your bed without me, boy. Now I can't find a way to put my trust in you. You kissed her neck, you touched her slow. Now, boy, I cut you loose.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. We certainly live in an incredible city. Of course, that means we also need to do a performance for you right now. And outside, we are joined by PH Fat. He's given us an extremely interesting, in fact, an awesome performance first and foremost earlier today. He's also now joined by Michaela, and they're about to perform The Whip.
Good morning. In case you're just joining us, this is our second rap song of the evening.
Hello, slow down time, kid. Hop into the whip, keep driving. Off into the nighttime riding. Ditch it with the keys when the sun starts rising.
Join me, girl.
Hello, slow down time, kid. Hop into the whip, keep driving. Off into the nighttime riding. Ditch it with the keys when the sun starts rising.
You have a great need for other people to like and admire you. You have a tendency to be critical of yourself. You have found it unwise to be too frank in revealing yourself to others. Some of your aspirations are unrealistic. Riding in the whip that I found, we in the back streets, running from the blue lights, blowing past the cameras, trying to find an angle we can hang with that'll help us disappear. Pedal to the floor, stuff the piggies in the rear view. Spotters getting near to, running from the blades, feel the lights and disappear into the maze. Circus getting closer when they think we can't hide. Off into the sticks, now we're impossible to find. Cooling in the whip that I found, we in the back seat making babies, looking for my camera, trying to find an angle we could hang with when the choppers reappear. Kick it into fits, stop the spinners in the rear view. Spotters getting into, running from the blades while the sirens singing sermons for the chase. Cliff is getting closer, there's a cop on each side. Step into the brakes and watch two pigs fly. Go.
Hello, slow down time, kid. Hop into the whip, keep driving. Off into the nighttime riding. Ditch it with the keys when the sun starts rising. Hello, slow down time, kid. Hop into the whip, keep driving. Off into the nighttime riding. Ditch it with the keys when the sun starts rising.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend Michaela Faye. She lives just up the road and she walked down here and she's got a voice the size of a house. Check this out.
Mom and Dad, hope you're well. Hello, Expresso.
I like your glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to say that everything's okay when you've been acting so damn low? I just can't see no way for us to stay the same. You never complete me, so stop the games we play, homeboy. I ain't your sweetest game. No possibility that we can make it through. You made your bed without me, boy. Now I can't find a way to put my trust in you. You made your bed without me, boy. Now, boy, I cut you loose.
Good morning, South Africa. It's very lovely to see you here from this very nice, warm, beautiful rooftop. If you have a look over there, you can see the whole of Cape Town. It's glorious being out here today. Thank you very much for having us.
Hello, no slow down time, kid. Hop into the whip, keep driving. Off into the nighttime riding. Ditch it with the keys when the sun starts rising. Now low, slow down time, kid. Hop into the whip, keep driving. Off into the nighttime riding. Ditch it with the keys when the sun starts rising.
Isn't this lovely? All of us here together.
It's like Bobby was timed on cue to come in. PH Fat with Michaela on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
I'm so happy these guys joined us.
I know, it's
they're my
the
favorite
Expresso
thing.
Frenchies.
They're the heaviest locals. You don't mess with those guys.
No, you do not mess with the Frenchies.
Yeah.
Well, listen, PH Fat, you know, how did the collaboration between you and Michaela come about?
I'm not sure. We had mutual friends, and then we hung out, and the first thing she did was diss me, and I was like, cool, we can be friends.
Okay.
And then we started, writing a
I
song.
just pee in his garden. He was late, and I desperately needed the bathroom.
So she, yeah. If you really want to know, that's how it started, the first thing she did.
Very interesting combination. Where can people find you on social media?
They type PHFAT into Google. It's really simple. It's the year 2018. If you don't know how to find someone on social media, you don't deserve to be on social media.
Whoa, okay. Well, listen, make sure you follow him on social media.
I mean bands, not people, you creeps.
Okay, well, listen, we're going to have another performance coming up from PH Fat a little bit later on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
In the national news, President Cyril Ramaphosa has appointed a commission of inquiry into allegations of impropriety regarding the Public Investment Corporation known as PIC. Former President of the Supreme Court of Appeal, Justice Lex Mpati, will be the commissioner, assisted by former Reserve Bank Governor Jill Marcus and veteran asset manager Emmanuel Ladiga. The PIC is Africa's largest pension fund and the biggest investor in South Africa's economy, holding large volumes of bonds issued by government and state-owned firms. The Commission will investigate persistent and continued negative reports about alleged improprieties regarding investments by the PIC. The National Council Against Smoking says it wants tax on cigarettes increased by 70% to reduce tobacco consumption and increase tax revenue. The council says it will propose to Treasury an increase in the prices of cigarettes to between R5 and R7 a packet. The council says there are 44,000 South Africans that die as a result of tobacco-related diseases each year. This number has not fallen over the past 10 years. Now moving further abroad, Zimbabwe is reportedly now food secure and not likely to import maize as farmers have delivered over 1 million tons to the Grain Marketing Board of a successful Command Agriculture program. The board's general manager, Rocky Matuna, says they are even expecting more maize to be delivered. This came a week after Vice President Constantino Chiwenga said that Zimbabwe had immense potential to become Africa's largest producer of maize. He challenged farmers to produce for export and contribute towards the 2030 vision for an upper middle class economy. And then finally, the World Bank yesterday said in its biannual report that the total count of people in poverty worldwide declined by more than 68 million between 2013 and 2015, but says the bank, despite progress in reducing extreme poverty, nearly half the world's population lives on less than 78 rand a day, with a rising share of the poor in wealthier economies. And poverty is becoming firmly entrenched in sub-Saharan Africa, where 84.5% of the population lives on less than 78 rand a day, the report said. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Ewan.
Hey, Gillian, taking a last look at your sport headlines this morning, starting off with cricket. Proteas coach Otis Gibson has named his squad for the upcoming T20 and ODI series against Australia. Now, there are 3 new names in the lineup from the Proteas team that convincingly beat Zimbabwe this month, with Chris Morris, Farhan Bardin and Dwayne Pretorius back in the side. Now, the Proteas tour of Australia will be starting off on the 4th of November, with the first ODI taking place in Perth. And then the lineups for the 6 teams in the Mzansi Super League were confirmed yesterday as the players' draft took place in Johannesburg. Andile Pelakwayo walked away with 1 million rand as he was the top pick for the Cape Town Blitz. Chris Morris will headline the Nelson Mandela Bay Giants. Tabri Shamsi went to Paarl Rocks, while the Josie Stars' big buy was Dane Villas. Now, the Mzansi Super League will begin on the 16th of November. And then soccer news, Kaizer Chiefs' Lebogang Manyama looks likely to miss his side's Telkom knockout clash with Black Leopards Chiefs this weekend after the midfielder was involved in a car accident on Tuesday afternoon. Now, Chiefs stated that they will give the player a few more days more to undergo further assessment and to fully recover before he returns to training. Chiefs tackle Leopards in the Telkom knockout on Sunday, while on Saturday, Wits take on Free State Stars, Sundowns host a Bloem Celtic, while Pirates face Chipper. And that's where we leave your sport headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Thursday morning.
Well, let's take a final look at what to expect on the roads in Gauteng in Bedford View. Now, there's a stationary vehicle on the N12 eastbound. It's after Rondebolt Road. That left lane's currently obstructed, causing delays of about 15 minutes in the area. Allow for some extra travel time. Then in Gauteng, in Germiston, there's congestion on the N3 southbound. It's between the Beklu interchange and London Road. The average traveling speed of only 10 kilometers an hour is being recorded, so expect delays of up to 40 minutes. That's where we leave your roads, but we also want to take a final look at your weather. We would first want to say thank you to the beautiful sunrise photos coming through. First up, Palesa sent us this amazing sunrise picture from Johannesburg. Ntokozo, thank you for your beautiful orange skyline from Joburg, as well as Nuran for your bold golden sunrise. This is from Kimberley in the Northern Cape. And Alan, thank you for your seasonal spring sunrise from Sunset Beach here in Cape Town. Well, on that note, let's take a final look at the weather. In Polokwane, a low of 12 can be expected with a high of 23. Mbombela 13-21, Pretoria 12-28, Johannesburg 11 with a high of 26. Mahikeng 14 with a high of 31, Klerksdorp 11 reaching a high of 29. If you're in Kimberley today, 14 is your minimum, 29 your maximum. Bloemfontein 8 with a high of 26. Richards Bay 14-21, Pietermaritzburg 9 with a high of 20. It's partly cloudy in Durban, 16 with a high of 21 can be expected. Mthatha 8 reaching a high of 22. East London 14-21, Cradock 8 with a high of 29. Port Elizabeth 14 reaching a high of 21. George is expecting partly cloudy conditions, a low of 12, a high of 24. Sutherland 7-24. Cape Town 15 with a high of 22. Worcester starting off on 10 with a high of 28. If you're in Springbok today, 10 is your minimum, 30 your maximum, and Uppington a low of 17 with a high of 33 degrees Celsius. And that's where we leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I hope you have a fantastic Thursday.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Right, so every day millions of people celebrate their birthdays all over the world. So as we welcome today, the 18th of October, I can't believe it's the 18th already, we take a moment to wish you a happy birthday. You know, to some of you at home, maybe some of your favorite celebs as well. We appreciate Leanne's nails, which looks absolutely amazing as well. Look at that.
Thank you.
Cool. Happy birthday to your nails.
Happy birthday to my nails. They were born today. Let's start off with our very first person that's having a birthday, Simone Machalis, who would like to wish her husband Brian a very happy 40th birthday today. So
the big
Brian,
4-0.
Happy the birthday.
Brian, you handsome man, you. Happy birthday. Enjoy. Then we'd also like to wish Timone a happy 23rd birthday. I hope I said that correctly. Timone.
Happy birthday, Timone.
Sure,
and
look
then
at that.
Tabisho celebrates his 29th birthday today. So very happy birthday to Tabisho. Hair on fleek, looking good.
Yo. Happy birthday, brother. And then Spunekluchle would like to also wish their mother a happy birthday. Now, there's a special message for Mom as well, saying, I'm so sad I can't spend it with you, Mom, but know that I love you so much. You're an incredible mother. Hey?
That's awesome. And then, of course, last but not least, we would like to wish Shrian Rugputh a very happy birthday.
Shrian.
Oh my goodness.
Shrian.
How cute.
Oh.
Shrian, a very happy
Shrian.
birthday. Look at what Princess bought for everybody.
Cake and
happy
sparkles.
birthday.
Man, that's awesome.
Woo.
Thank you very much for sending in those pictures. It's always such a special moment of the show where we get to just wish you a happy birthday, because birthdays are meant to be celebrated and not just passed by.
Exactly.
That's why you have Cake and Sparkles.
That's why we have Cake and Sparkles. And from our Expresso family to all of you at home who are celebrating birthdays, even though we didn't get to mention it, have a happy birthday and God's richest blessings.
Well, happy birthday to you if you're celebrating your birthday. Now, we love those moments in between. Meg Fora joins us this morning. Can Princess get you anything to eat?
I'd love a croissant. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Princess. Well, Meg's joining us today as we talk parenting advice, and it's all about, you know, the importance of child. In fact, it's baby talk, not parenting advice, but it's the same thing. Meg is here to talk about the importance of play for your child's development. And when we get back, we'll also spend some time in the kitchen whipping up cranberry and banana oat cookies. You do not want to miss out on a thing. Meg, that is yours. We will see you after the break.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe. See you after the break.
Add a little goodness to your day, your friend's day, and make your school's year as the Crush Share the Goodness campaign returns. Last year, the Crush crew gave away 10,000 pairs of shoes to school children across South Africa. By watching Expresso from spring through the summer and refreshing yourself with your favorite Clover Crush flavor, you stand daily chances of winning for yourself, your friends, and school. Details to follow on Expresso.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, that little tune right there, it represents our baby talk happening right now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome to it. Now, are you a parent maybe out there trying to make sense of rough housing, or maybe a mom trying to get to grips with rough housing, wondering what type of play will help enhance your newborn's physical development? It is a very common concern. So on today's Baby Talk, occupational therapist Meg Fora helps us figure out if we need to schedule and guide play, or if free play is more important for your baby's development. Meg, thank you very much. We had a lack of laugh just now beforehand talking about rough housing. We'll get there in just a second. But talking about newborns, what type of play can we be doing? Because we know play is important.
Yeah, for sure. Play is critically important. So your two things for newborns is that there are really two parts of development you want them to develop. The one is social development, so engagement and smiling. And the other one is actually physical development in terms of their muscles. So the types of play would then be either social play, so things like just smiling, making eye contact and talking. All of that is very, very important for your newborn. But also tummy time. And moms and dads always hear about this critical tummy time. But what's actually happening is when you put your baby on their tummy, they're developing all the back muscles down their neck and their back. Yeah. And that's a critical precursor. There you go, on the tummy. And it's a critical precursor to crawling and rolling and so on. So that's the very first type of play. Pop your baby on the floor, get down on the floor with them, make eye contact face to face, or put a mirror in front of them, and they will start to lift their head and then you're developing their back muscles.
From what age can you do or start doing tummy time?
From day one.
Really?
And in fact, I encourage it from day one because if you leave it for too late, then maybe they haven't developed their neck muscles very well. And so 3 or 4 weeks down the line, they start to protest tummy time and they don't want to do it. So in the early days, even just lying backwards with your baby on your tummy and making eye contact with them as they have to try and raise their heads, that's good play.
I know, not, you know, from talking to a lot of moms, you know, throughout, you know, bringing up my boys as well, there was a lot of fear of tummy time because the head being down and the, you know, on the blanket. But I mean, is this something to be concerned about at all, or would you just let baby be for a little bit, for like a few minutes or so, let them figure out?
You're absolutely right. No tummy time, it's sleep time. So when you're not with your child, don't let them sleep on their tummies because there is a risk of SIDS or sudden infant death syndrome. But with your, in playtime, you're there. So as much tummy time as possible.
Right. Now, we mentioned rough housing. What is rough housing play?
So rough housing.
I think I know, but...
Yep, no, I'm sure you do. It's the thing that all mothers freak out about. So don't be so rough with my baby. And dads do it really well. But rough housing is actually critically important. In fact, there's new research that shows that there's a brain neurotransmitter that's released during rough housing that actually stimulates all sorts of neurons, including memories. So it's important just for cognitive development, but it's also very important because as you rough house with your little one, you're activating their vestibular system, which builds up their muscle tone, which is a precursor to gross motor skills. So it's also important for gross motor skills. And then it's also important just because you start to learn a little bit about norms in the world. And so when somebody pushes you too far and you feel sad, you're able to read their signals and go, I'm sorry, I wasn't following the rules of rough housing, because rough housing has unsaid rules, like I'm not going to hurt you and we're going to have fun. So there's lots of reasons why dads must rough house with their little ones.
And it's fun. I mean, me as a dad, I had so much fun, you know, doing this whole rough housing with my kids. You know, it's hanging upside down and flipping them over on the bed. You know, obviously you're being very, very cautious, but I can see how that can freak out, you know, a lot of moms, especially, you know, because they're very close. It's my baby, you know, be careful. But it's good for them. And I can just see the development in my 2 kids now because of that. You know, they're very much open and they almost like become a little bit more fearless, you know.
Absolutely. And that's also an important thing, is that children actually are braver and are more likely to engage in confident play on the playground if their dad's been roughhousing with them. So from a bonding, which you've mentioned how much you love it with your boys, all the way through to actually emotional resilience on the playground, all of that is bedded down when you're roughhousing with your little one.
Absolutely. Now let's tackle on, you know, scheduled and guided play as opposed to free play. How much emphasis would you put on the 2 of them, and do you deem one more important than the other?
Yeah, I mean, the problem is in our modern world, we love to schedule things. So we end up having like a scheduled time where we're going to do a play date now, and we're going to go to a play group now, and now we're going to schedule some cookie baking time or whatever. And more children are actually losing that kind of free play where they can just have no agenda, no instruction, and just get on with it. The type of play we had when we were kids. And so it's very important to have unscheduled time when your child can just have, you know, a bunch of blocks or time in the sand pit or whatever it is without being scheduled. So if your kid's playing, don't try and take them away from it to put them into something scheduled.
And I feel that's something that you need to also facilitate from the get-go, because with regards to the free play, I mean, you might find yourself in a position where you haven't been allowing your kid to do the free play, and once you give that opportunity, you don't know what to do.
Exactly. And that's, you know, that's where boredom is so critical. Kids need to be bored, because when you're bored, you become creative. You come up with new games. You get mischievous. And those things are very important parts of play.
Get those wheels turning. Meg, thank you very much. We are going to be continuing this conversation. If you do have a question, or maybe you want to comment on something, you're more than welcome to do so. 021-430-9881, or connect with us on Facebook, #Expresso Show.
Pampers, wishing you love, sleep and play.
Well, we're about to make things a whole lot easier for you. So whether you're constantly on the go from work, home and the gym, or you're a parent facing the, you know, that constant challenge of feeding hungry little people, well, a healthy snack can be just what you need to survive the day. So today, courtesy of Be Well, we will be making another lovely recipe from their Smart Choice cookbook. Today, we're whipping up banana and cranberry oat cookies. Not only is this a quick and easy recipe to make, but it is a great and healthy alternative to you know, shop-bought snacks. So let's take a look.
Exactly. Of course, our star ingredients has to be our canola oil and then our non-stick spray, baking spray. And this one we're using today is the light butter flavor.
Ooh.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. So the words quick, easy needs to be something that I think a lot of us understand because we don't have time.
No,
so
we don't.
We're going to make some delicious cookies. We've got 3 ripe bananas over here.
And the thing to keep in mind with ripe bananas, the browner, the more natural sugar they have. So keep that in mind.
There we go. So we've got a 1/4 cup of our canola oil, which is very, very high in omega-3s, which is very good. Brain power.
There we go.
We've got some honey over here that's popping in there. And everything is just basically put into one bowl and mixed. That's what I love about this recipe.
That's what we want.
We want that. We've got our cranberries, which we're going to pop in there. And of course, if you don't want cranberries, you can add raisins. What did you say earlier on when we were chatting about this?
I suggested chocolate chips, and they were like, well, keep in mind, it needs to stay healthy. So the alternative would be dark chocolate chip. Dark chocolate chips can also work.
Exactly. And then I just put in 2 cups of oats. And of course, oats has that slow release. So not only is it a delicious snack, but it's also going to make sure that the kids are kept fuller for longer.
That's right.
And
Should I spray the baking tray for us?
There we go. I'll keep
there we
that.
go.
Nearly done mixing. I love banana in a recipe.
There we go.
Nice. All right. So we're nearly done fixing this up. And the keyword for this is be well.
That's right.
To 33728, we'll send you the ingredients list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this yourself. Once you're done mixing everything together, all you do is you take your spoon and you pop a dollop of this on the baking tray. And the nice thing about these cookies is it's going to stay in the shape that you place them on the baking tray. They're not going to
they're not going to run everywhere.
Yeah, and then you're
there
like, oh, I had that once where it started off like that, and by the time it was done baking, it was like here. I was like, that is a long, thin cookie.
Okay, well, I love that we have banana cranberry oat cookies about to pop in the oven. How long will we put this in the oven for?
This is going to go in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 118 degrees. And when you see it start browning around the edges, that's when you know that it's basically ready to come out. So just watch it, and once it's done, it's going to be beautiful, delicious, and so tasty and healthy all at the same time. And that's ready for the oven.
That's right. So if we pop that in the oven, you will end up with amazing cookies looking like this. There we go. Our keyword once again for you this morning is be well. SMS be well to 33728 if you'd love to have the link to the recipe and the ingredients sent directly to your phone. So I think we need to try it. And the best thing about oat cookies is they need to be a little chewy.
These are beautiful, and I feel so healthy at the same time. Well done.
Breakfast.
Cheers. We've been baking all morning, y'all.
Nothing like some oat cookies to start today. Thank you very much, ladies. We're going to be taking a very quick break. When we come back, we sit down with the cast of The Curious Dog in the Nighttime. It's a brilliant play that's currently on a theatre on the Bay, and it's definitely a must-watch. Put that in your diaries. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. And then also Summertime Style Secrets with Nick Strelitz heading your way after the break.
Don't take credit. Unexpected coming from a bank, but just think about it. Using credit to finance a flashy lifestyle to show that you've arrived won't help you live better. What's new today is old tomorrow, except for the debt that you still have to pay. But do take credit to renovate your home, buy a more reliable car, or pay for your children's education. If that's your goal, then Capitec will help you realize your dreams. Because living better starts when you get credit for the right reasons.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso right here on SABC3. Back with some baby talk with occupational therapist Meg Forer this morning, talking about the importance of play this morning. And we've spoken about free play, we've spoken about scheduled play, roughhousing as well, big fan. But we continue with that topic right now, and there's so much to talk about because it's absolutely vital for a child to play. That's part of their childhood, and that is the one thing that I remember very fondly of growing up, is being able to just play, and especially free play as that. But when it comes to, let's say, social play and newborns, when can we start incorporating that?
Yeah, so social play is very important, but it actually only develops after the first year of life. So in the first 6 months, babies are very unaware of their mates, their contemporaries. In the second year of life, which is in the second half of the first year, so 6 months to a year, they'll do what's called parallel play. So they'll be playing near each other, but not doing anything of the same. And that goes all the way through until about 18 months, that they're not really collaborating.
Yeah.
But suddenly at 18 months, they become really aware of each other and actually wanting to engage with each other. And so then we start to have associative play or even collaborative play, where kids actually play together. And that's where we start to see it emerging.
Yeah. And of course, this is where play groups come into play as well, come into play. And I think a lot of parents, you know, address that with more seriousness nowadays, because we are so busy, maybe because the space where you live don't allow for that free time as well. But when it comes to play groups, when can you start kind of taking your kid to those, exposing your child to other children as well? Would it be from that similar 18 months kind of
and most
age
parents,
as well?
Absolutely, and most parents start to feel it at about 18 months. You get the sense that you are not meeting every need of your little one, and they actually do need their contemporaries and their peers. There's a huge amount of social norms that are kind of taught and learnt when you're playing with kids your own age, because as parents we cater everything to our children, where little ones actually don't let them. They'll take their toy away from them, and that creates resilience, and it's important, you know. So from 18 months onwards, lots of parents start to consider play groups. I believe that it's from 2 years of age that we should start enrolling our children, but in very small play groups, so no more than 6 children to a teacher, if possible.
I think that has been something that's important for me as well with our boys, and it's great to see how they develop within those play groups. I mean, if you had to put value on those kind of play groups and sessions, I mean, what would you say is the biggest benefit that a child will get out of it?
So the early play groups, when you go with your child, things like Clamber Club, for instance, or other types of little groups, those things have a lot of importance because you're spending one-on-one time with your child, and they're engaging with sensory motor play, and that's the primary reason why you'll go to those. A little bit of socialization, but more for you and your baby. But from 2 years old, I do believe that there's a huge amount of value in a play group. So I actually have a program called Play Sense, and we train teachers, and we actually bring them, little ones, into a group of about 6 kids to play then with teachers, and that then becomes an important stage for the 2-year-old.
All right, a lot of development taking place within that group as well. Now, another form of play, imaginary kind of play, facilitating that. Firstly, how should you go about that? What is the benefits in terms of going forward, growing up as an adult? I mean, what does that impart on a baby from an early age? And, first of all, what is it? How do you go about it?
So imaginary play is critically important. And the reason it's so important is that something has to live inside of my head that I have to communicate with you in order to engage with imaginary play. Now, you can imagine that it's almost like being a little CEO. You've got to have an idea in your head, you've got to have a friend who you've got to collaborate with, and you've got to win them over into your terms and what you want to play. And so imaginary play is critically important. We know that it has benefits for language development, for collaboration, which is a very important life skill, for critical thinking and problem solving, as well as for self-regulation and creativity. And those are actually the core 21st century skills that we want to embed in our children, because it's the skills they're going to need in the job market in 20 years' time. And it all starts with imaginary play. And imaginary play emerges from 18 months to 2 years old. And it's critically important that we give kids time and space to be able to develop that.
I love how you link the two of being a baby and a CEO, and how the baby world, it works, and CEO world, it works. It's crazy. You mentioned languages, though. I want to just touch on that. How can it develop or help develop language for your child going forward?
So first of all, language starts to explode at about 18 months of life. So before 18 months, your baby might be saying 5 or 6 words, maybe 50 words if they're very verbal, but they're not really connecting a whole lot in their mind. But at 18 months, they have this massive language explosion. And when that happens, that's when imagination can kick in, because I've got the language to think about what's in my mind. And then what imaginary play does is it starts to make you convey it.
Wow.
And when you start to convey it, that's when language just takes off. And that's obviously how collaboration forms as well, or social interaction.
That is absolutely incredible, you know, because you don't think about it. You just think about it, oh, it's playtime, it's fine, you know, but there's so much happening.
Absolutely.
Meg, thank you very, very much for joining us. That was a whole lot of information this morning in Baby Talk, and I hope you took something away from it. So make sure that you play with your kids in all forms.
From the first moment, everything that touches your baby should be this comforting. That's why Pampers, the #1 choice of pediatricians, brings you premium care, now lined with our softest comfort and best skin protection. So every touch is as comforting as the first. Pampers, wishing you love, sleep and play.
Well, have you heard the good news that some of South Africa's biggest celebrities are coming together with our favorite 100% fruit juice blend, Crush, to spread goodness once again with the Goodness Crew by giving away 20,000 pairs of school shoes in January 2019.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. Now, the group, they're using their platforms to inspire and spread goodness. And we caught up with some of them to see what they had to say about being part of, you know, the end goal in getting 20,000 shoes and to make a difference, and just to find out how they're going to do and spread a little dose of goodness. So let's catch up with them to see what they had to say.
Hey, it's Jalala Hirayama with breaking news that Crush is spreading the goodness once again, and I am joining the Goodness Crew.
Make that the two of us. My name is Robbie, and my favorite 100% fruit juice brand, Crush, has asked me to come and help them spread some goodness by donating 20,000 pairs of shoes in January 2019.
Count me in. My name is Ananda Mvenyana, and you too can be part of spreading the goodness.
If you want to join our crew, buy your favorite Crush juice, enter with the details on your pack, and you could win your share of 1 million rand in prizes.
From me, Connie Ferguson, this is our call to share the goodness with your loved ones.
And I'm Dineo Ranaga, asking you to nominate a deserving school that we will deliver a fantastic gift of shoes to in January 2019 and help Crush share the goodness with those you care about.
So if you want to be a part of the crew, all you have to do is buy your favorite Crush juice. Enter with the details on the pack, and you could win part of over 1 million rand in prizes. And of course, this is our call to share the goodness with your loved ones by nominating a deserving school that could potentially deliver a fantastic gift of shoes in January 2019.
That's right, and to help Crush share the goodness with those that you can share and at least you care about.
Crush, your daily dose of goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover. Pause for us to check out those interesting, funny and random things that we stumble across on social media this morning.
Guys,
people are so crazy out there.
Oh, man. Okay, cool. So earlier on we spoke about the movie Halloween, right? So what's your horror face? Shock face. Yes. Ready? That's a very cute one. Yeah. It's like, oh my goodness. Anyways, but you know that face that you all call a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's one dog we found that sums up that look absolutely perfect, and people have been loving it.
Wow.
Watching a horror movie. I don't know if it's because of something that she's...
What is going on? No, men, guys. This is not right.
Look at that.
So animated.
Wow.
He's like, oh, what is he biting on as well? Oh, look at the intenseness in the eyes.
Intense.
Oh, wow,
Okay,
I wonder what he's watching.
Well, listen, when it comes to hiking, I think we have some beautiful hiking trails here in South Africa. And going on hikes is pretty cool, but there's one hiking trail that's trending online because it seems to be the world's most dangerous hiking trail. Just check it out. Anything that involves chains and a... Look at that view.
Look at that.
Oh,
Look at
my
that.
goodness.
Guys, this is next level. If you slip, goodbye.
Well, at least you've got a harness, a
You
safety
tethered,
harness.
but you know...
But look at that.
No.
I wish we could see more of the view.
Oh,
That's a
my
big
goodness.
You can actually hear the wood creaking, like as in... But why?
Would you guys do it?
I would do it. I would do it. I would love to do it, but sweaty palms already.
Yeah,
Like,
faint poopies.
wow.
The whole way.
That is something else.
How about this one? Back to dogs, because they're so cute. All right. There's this one lady that decided to put her pup to the test. How much do you love me if I pretend that I'm drowning in the pool? This is what went down.
Bam!
Some people stand in the dark.
I will take you by the hair.
Grab you by the hair. I'm
Come
saving
out
your
with
life.
me.
He's trying to save you.
Oh,
No way.
Goodness.
Wow.
How special.
Oh, cute, man. You see?
That is amazing.
Dogs, man. Gotta
Hey,
love
do you think
dogs.
Rob would jump in the pool and save you?
No, he would not. He would not.
To him.
Yeah, no, he would just, he would
Rob
look
would
at
be
you.
like, farewell, this is your time.
I don't do water.
Well, which hashtag, video, or story has caught your attention online? You can let us know using that official hashtag Expresso Show. And of course, we always love seeing what's trending.
Absolutely. Listen, we're going to be taking a very quick break. When we come back, we sit down with the cast of The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, currently on at the Theatre on the Bay. You need to put that in your diaries. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. We'll chat to them afterwards.
Add a little goodness to your day, your friend's day, and make your school's year as the Crush Share the Goodness campaign returns. Last year, the Crush crew gave away 10,000 pairs of school shoes across South Africa. By watching Afternoon Express for spring through the summer and refreshing yourself with your favorite Clover Crush flavor, you stand daily chances of winning for yourself, your friends, and school. Details to follow on Afternoon Express.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you on your Thursday morning. We're talking some theatre right now. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Quite the title. It's a curious title for a play indeed as well, but it's based on the novel of the same name, and the story revolves around a mystery surrounding the death of a neighbour's dog that is investigated by young Christopher Boone and his relationship with his parents and school mentor. Now, this production is currently running at the fantastic Cape Town's Theatre on the Bay, and we are joined by cast members Kyle Brummer and Lusuku Siabe to share more with us this morning. Give them a huge Expresso welcome this morning. They are brilliant. Thank you very much, guys. Firstly, what a title. What a title.
Yeah.
What do you guys call it?
A curious incident of the dog in the nighttime.
Really?
I call it curious.
Just curious.
Yeah, I'm
Well-
far more lazy.
I'm curious to see, you know how it is, about your characters. And I'll kind of start with you. You play a character who's suggested to live with Asperger's syndrome, you know, which is quite a serious role, I think, to portray as well. How did you go about preparing for this role? I mean, you had to do quite a bit of research, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very lucky to be given some time to go and spend some time with some children at the Alpha School for Autism in Woodstock.
Yeah.
And so I went and I researched largely through that. But I think it's quite important to mention that the novelist Mark Haddon says that he never wanted Christopher to be described as having Asperger's syndrome.
Yeah.
He preferred to say that he had some behavioral issues. And that's the thing about Christopher, is he sees himself as normal. He's just very specific about certain things. So I was just trying to find Christopher's truth. And when you look at the autism spectrum, it's such a huge range of children or people sitting on that spectrum. So it's about finding his truth and not making it caricature.
Yeah. And I mean, for you stepping into those shoes, I mean, did you learn anything on a personal level going through this process?
I mean, I think with every character you do, but playing someone so special like Christopher, he has an incredible way of looking at the world, and it's quite special to play someone with such innocence. And such specificity in the world. Yeah.
Oh man, it sounds amazing, man. And I can only imagine the on-stage appearance of what you bring is absolutely phenomenal as well. Lusuku, of course, you as well. Now, this whole cast, it's only, what, 10 actors?
You say only?
Only?
That's
10
a
actors?
lot
Is this
of
a
people
lot
on
of
that
people?
stage.
It's a lot of people, but I mean,
but
I mean, you know, it's not to say that you only have one role. Right?
No, right. Okay, so it's very unusual for a South African drama to have more than about 4 people because it's quite expensive to put theatre productions up, unless you're doing something like a dance production or a musical theatre piece. So this is a really rare, wonderful opportunity for people to see a range of actors who range in calibre and experience, from Nick Ellenbogen, who's been in theatre longer than I've been alive. And then to be on stage with Kai Luke Brahma, who's a fantastic young actor. And there's so many, there are a couple of actors who play multiple roles, and I think this is a wonderful way for people to get an insight as to how Christopher's mind works. It's so specific, things move around so quickly, so the audience doesn't have an opportunity to really fall in love with one character, because the minute you do, the very next scene, he's playing someone else. So it really gives you a full sensory experience of what it's like to be inside of Christopher's mind.
And that is I'm getting goosebumps just listening to what you're saying right now, because it seems so involved. You know, the audience gets a very unique experience. And talking about that, I mean, do the audience really get to feel what Christopher is going through? I mean, this is the whole aim, I'm sure, of this.
So our director and the whole production team has really made it quite incredible, because the stage is essentially a reflection of Christopher's mind. So whatever Christopher's going through, when he's being overwhelmed by certain things, the stage actually does the work for you, as well as the the other actors on stage with me. They do an incredible job of really supporting the story of Christopher's and telling it truthfully. And
I would say that it's a completely mesmerizing, immersive experience. From Charles' sound design to the incredible lighting design, as you can see in some of the images here. The way that the boxes, which are very simple props to have on stage, but they move around and create entire worlds. It's a street, and then it's a train, and then it's the inside of someone's house, and then the outside of someone's house. And the lighting design, it's absolutely phenomenal.
And of course, the theatre on the bay adding its own kind of magic as well. It's a brilliant space.
It is a wonderful space, and they've just re-renovated, so we're the first production to be in there, and then in a couple of weeks move on to Monte Casino, so Joe Burgers will get a chance to see this production as well.
Good news. I wanted to ask you about that. So if you had to say who should go and watch the show, I know you're going to say everyone, but is there anyone specific that will really kind of take away something from it? And what is that something that you want the audience to take away?
I think the thing is that when, you know, a lot of shows say it's for everyone, but this really is for everyone. It's for children, it's for parents, it's for grandparents. Because you can see we have 10 characters ranging in age. And so I think it speaks to every single one and every single generation.
I also met a whole bunch of people who said that they'd read the book in their childhood. There are a lot of people who are studying the book in school. It would be an extraordinary experience to go and see a live performance and rendition of this. It's been put on Broadway. We're the South African premiere of this. The National Theatre's put it on, so this really is world-class theatre.
Well, you know what, based on the excitement and the energy that I feel from you guys talking about the show, it's definitely one not to miss. Denise, thank you very much for joining us, and I wish you all the best. How does it say, break a leg?
Yes.
Yes. I know it's not horrible, but you should. Go break a leg. So it's on up until the 3rd of November at the Theatre on the Bay.
We move to Joburg.
Yeah, from the 9th of November up until the 2nd of December. Make sure you catch it. Tickets will be available at computicket.com.
Now, the summer season brings with it an entirely new and distinct approach to style. The weather enough is cause to tailor-make a wardrobe that leaves us cool and comfortable without compromising on our fashion sensibilities. And with some smart and savvy, easy-to-use tips, we can do just that. That's why we bring in the experts, Expresso fashion editor, next to us, everybody.
Yes, queen.
Wow.
I am educated. I went to high school.
That is next level cricket.
I passed high school with C's. No, I was a straight A student. You know I'd be a straight A student, Leanne Williams.
Straight A student.
I was. Well, a couple B's, but.
It's so good to have you on the show,
It's so good to see you. Why do they not put me on the show more?
You know what? I don't know.
Who's responsible for that?
We'll talk. We'll talk. We'll find out. We'll launch a probe into why Nick is not in more. Summertime style secrets. I want to know from you, why is our summertime style considered such a daunting process?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's the heat.
Yeah,
yes. What did you think was going to be something else?
No, I thought maybe it was just, something else.
Look at that temperature rising, girl. Temperatures are hot.
Yes.
But I think in summer, people get a bit overwhelmed because you have to weather the conditions, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The heat and humidity is enough to really reevaluate the direction of your style. I mean, winter fashion, we all look fabulous. Winter fashion, we are on that red carpet, we are layering, we don't have necessarily as many rules for winter fashion.
Plus, you can hide behind a big coat and you're good to go.
Absolutely, 100%. And layer, you have more fun and more versatility. We're all like Rihanna in the winter. I mean, this is how I wake up in the winter. This is me on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
But summer fashion, not so much Riri, more a bit of...
That's definitely you.
That is me. You do. I sweat a lot in South Africa. That is absolutely true. But it can be a bit of a more of an unattractive sort of way to go in terms of dress sense. You in? Comments? Comments from this side?
Comments, everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get through to those summertime style secrets that I know you just can't wait to give us.
Pit stains, I'm ready. Okay, first, loose-fitting clothing is the way to go. So people think shorts and a tee is probably the way to go in summer, but the fabric, because it clings to the body, it actually makes you more uncomfortable and traps the heat, right? So you think something with a maxi dress has more fabric, but because it's loose-fitting and it's airy, you're actually getting the elements, the wind, the breeze into sort of cool down the body system as well. So I think that's a really good one to go. Natural fabrications, I'm always talking about cottons over synthetics. Cottons and linen. If you can do a cotton-linen blend, that is the way to go. Linen is the most breathable fabric out there. Synthetics don't breathe. They're not porous. So they stay very solid. Don't have much time for cooling down. Unlined garments. This is a good one, I think. Lots of people don't realize, but obviously your clothing generally is lined. Jackets, dresses, skirts. Just creates an extra layer of barrier against the skin. So go unlined. And you can find unlined. Okay, scarf. A scarf is your best friend in the summer.
Really?
Well, keeps the hair away from the neck, which is a very sort of, it's a...
Irritating.
It's, well, irritating as well. Irritating. But it's also like a boiling point for the body. So if you're covering the neck, your body's sort of temperature isn't able to cool down as well. Top tip, you can also soak it in water, ladies. Soak it in water, keep it around your neck, or put it in the freezer overnight. It just keeps the temperature down.
That's amazing.
Isn't it amazing?
I love that one.
Sleeves. Sleeves. This is my trademark. So again, people think tank shows much skin in summer because it's cool, but the sun is actually beating on the skin and increasing the internal body temperature. So something like sleeves, you think it's more autumn, winter, but it actually cools the body because it's not trapping heat directly into the body as well.
I see what you mean. Makes sense.
Right? Accessories. I mean, people want to go really like glam and color and full, but again, don't do like this lady here. We don't need big chokers pressing against the skin. Just do a simple earring.
I love that.
Again, things like cuffs and bangles are only going to cover the pressure points of heat. So we tend to heat a lot in our wrists. So again, if you have bangles or things around the wrists, it's not going to work. Water.
You can wear water?
You can wear water this season. I'm pioneering it. It's available at nick_strelitz.co.za. This is just a tip from me. 3 liters of water a day is the sort of going rate that doctors have put out there. This lady did a test. She drank 3 liters of water for a month.
Wow.
Before and after, Lee.
Look at her. Her skin is glowing.
It's
her
glowing.
eyes are bright.
And if
like, she's just happier.
She's happier. She looks happier before, I think.
She is happier. She's more happy now.
She's more happy now. But again, I think that starts with just good beauty regimens as well, and thinking how you can feel good from the inside, and then use the tips to feel good on the outside.
Absolutely. Well, Nick Strelitz doing the most with our summertime style secrets. There you go, everybody. Of course, this is how you stay calm, cool, and collected and stylish during summer.
Right, thank you very much, Nick, for those style tips going into summer. Talking about summer and all things tropical, there's nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. Now, you can stand a chance of winning incredible instant prizes and the grand prize of 250,000 Rand cash and a Honda Amaze Comfort CVT when you buy Tropica.
That's right, and this week with Tropica Smooth Fan, fans stand a chance of winning incredible prizes from Lewis. With Lewis having up to 36 months to pay, same-day delivery and an option to extend for a two-year guarantee, Lewis will really welcome our smooth fans home. Take a look at this week on how to enter.
Are you the smoothest fan to the biggest stars in Mzansi? Tropica is looking for the smoothest fans of South Africa's biggest celebrities who will put their skills and celeb knowledge to the test. All you have to do is buy Tropica and follow the entry details on the bottle. Select your favorite celeb who you think you know best, and you could stand a chance to win thousands of instant daily prizes and a share of 1 million Rand. Buy a Tropica and enter. You could be winning your share of incredible smooth prizes, airtime and cash. T's and C's on tropica.co.za.
And there you have it. Great way to enter and also some amazing prizes up for grabs. We're going to be taking a very quick break. One last performance from PH Fats heading your way after the break.
This is your chance to win the home you've always dreamed of. Enter the Win a Home competition by voting for your favorite design duo on privateproperty.co.za and stand a chance of winning a fully decorated apartment at Parterflay Lifestyle Estate, developed by Baldwin Properties, worth over 3 million Rand. Plus, you'll automatically be entered into the weekly draw, where this coming Thursday night you could walk away with the new Samsung Galaxy Watch with phone capability via Bluetooth, fitness tracking and interchangeable strap. And if that's not enough, Capitec clients stand a chance to win a further 5,000 Rand in cash. Competition details plus T's and C's can be found on the Private Property website. Win a Home every Thursday evening at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Check. Get small. Been speaking with my real kin. I snipped a couple old friends loose. Been slipping off the charts like, baby, that's cool. This life is flipping perfect. And I've been dealing with my wounds straight, calling in the swings. The world going flipping crazy. But I ain't going flipping crazy. Cause I ain't playing stupid games. And I'm just cooling in my swings. The world around me feeling so snuffed out. Cause everybody's feeling so snuffed out. And I can't help but feel amazing. And I'm just cooling in my. Remember all that stupid stuff we used to do? Maybe it's just in hindsight that everything was beautiful. Kinda feels strange that we don't speak anymore. And when we do, it's like some things have just changed. And you be dreaming if you think this means I miss you, even a bit. Cause I don't miss you for spit. Every single silly thing you used to help with has been dealt with. I even got my appetite back, but keeping healthy, kinda underweight still, but that's cool. I'll be back in a sec, and I still wonder about your life when I don't care.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Time for our final spin of the wheel today. Of course, there's no better way of shopping than using the new loot.co.za app, and there's no better way of winning than right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. By simply downloading the loot.co.za app, registering to the app as well, sending us a screen grab to 071-640-6551, you could be winning amazing prizes, the likes of Sennheiser headphones, DeLonghi toasters, smart wide-angle dash cameras. New to the loot is a Huawei P20 Lite smartphone valued at 5,999 Rand. There's air fryers, a Romos jump starter. New to the loot again, we've added that Nescafe Dolce Gusto coffee machine valued at 1,999, and then Energizer power banks. We've got our next caller on the line who I will be spinning the wheel for. Hello, who is calling us today on Expresso?
Good morning, it's Bruce.
Bruce, how are you?
I'm fine, yourself?
I'm very, very well. Bruce, where are you calling me from today?
I'm from East London.
East London in the house. Okay, so Bruce, you're representing for East London. Do you see anything that you would like to have on our prize list today?
I would love to win the cell phone.
Oh, the Huawei P20 Lite smartphone.
That's correct.
That's a hot one. Okay, so it's gonna. I'm hoping for you. Okay, I'm sending positive vibes through to our wheel today, and I'm gonna spin for you in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, Bruce. Where is it gonna land? Is Bruce gonna get that phone that he so much wanted? It landed on number 6. Bruce, what do you win? You win a Romos Jump Starter valued at 1,536 Rand. Congratulations! Bruce, how, like, you started your morning off on a normal way and now you're walking away with a jump start. I mean, that's amazing, right?
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Congratulations. Have an amazing day.
Thank you, same to you.
You know what? That's how we roll right here on Expresso. We'll do it again tomorrow, same time, same place. 3 lucky viewers are going to get the opportunity to experience what the Expresso morning show loot.co.za wheel is all about. We'll spin it for you, but before we can do that, you have to download the loot.co.za app. Make sure you take a screen grab of it. Send it to 071-640-6551. Register, and you could be winning great prizes tomorrow.
Oh, well, listen, what a beautiful morning. We still have PH Fat with us in studio. Now, before you perform your last track, it's been so much fun getting to know you a little bit better, but what's in store for you for 2019?
So I'm dropping a whole bunch of new music, like mountains and mountains of new music. I'm going to try to head back to Europe probably early next year, and I'm going to play 18 kabillion rap shows locally if I can. I'm going to be the busiest musician in the world next year if I have it my way.
That's amazing. And in terms of...
And the new music's like my favorite music I've ever made.
Okay. Have you released that?
I'm releasing it piece by piece. I just released a new song called Suede's right now. It's doing really well. It's actually probably had the best first month we've ever had on a song.
That's incredible.
It's called Suede's. The only people who aren't messing with it are 5FM, catch up, please. Otherwise, it's doing great.
Oh, well, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And the one you're about to perform for us is this new track, Suede's.
So we're doing this track, Suede's, and we're doing like a bit of a mashup between the new one and then one of my favorite old ones. It's a lovely, the last track is a lovely, friendly love song with my friend Mac Motel to send you off onto your day feeling great. Because this is a feel-good breakfast show.
That's certainly so. I feel like he's taking over my job. So
Sorry.
How about PH Fat? I leave it up to you and you drop the beats.
Let's start our song. Thank you very, very much for having us. It's really been lovely. It's nice to chill out here in the mornings. Hit it.
Been cooling on my own song. We're feeling gross. Been stuffing with that growth like hell ain't cold. Been sifting through my secrets. I spit them when the room gets full. Been speaking with my real kin. I snipped a couple old friends loose. Been slipping off the charts like, baby, that's cool. This life is flipping perfect. And I've been dealing with my wounds, straight cooling in my sweats. The world going flipping crazy, but I ain't going flipping crazy. Cause I ain't playing stupid games. And I'm just cooling in my sways. The world around me feeling so stuffed up. Cause everybody's feeling so stuffed up. And I can't help but feel amazing. And I'm just cooling in my... Remember all that super stuff we used to do? Maybe it's just in hindsight that everything was beautiful. It kind of feels strange that we don't speak anymore. And when we do, it's like some things have just changed. And I ain't playing that game. And you be dreaming if you think this means I miss you. Even a bit, cause I don't miss you for spit. Every single silly thing you used to help with has been dealt with. I even got my appetite back, been keeping healthy. Kinda underweight still, but that's cool. I'll be back in a sec, and I still wonder about your life when I don't keep you in check. I guess you're someone else's problem now, dancing at the bottom of the bottle. Like the other clowns, drowning all your sorrows by Clover. And your habits used to cost feel-good production, but also time to actual flipping problem. And if we ever speak again, I'll tell you that's the last of it. I'm closing up the bottle on your